Oh shit, my drink. Oh shit. Oh, wait a minute. Damn. Microphone. Are we live? Where are we at? I don't know if we're live. We're doing this in memory, in loving memory. Hold on, let me tuck this behind my ear. that was dumb. Okay. My joke was dumb, not, you know, whatever. Whatever. Okay, so we're gonna dive right into this. I'm working. No, I'm not talking to you. Love you. What? No. Go to bed. All right, so love you. She ruined my whole, let's start over. She ruined my whole stuff. Let me shut it down. I'll see you guys in a few minutes. I got to gather my thoughts again. No, I'm kidding. Okay, so we're going to talk about the ending first, obviously, and then I'm going to rip right through this episode. I tell you what, one thing I want to immediately say, Yvette Nicole Brown is on Talking Dead. And I shot her a message before the episode started, and I was like, man, because I do plan on watching The Talking Dead, especially when we have good casts. And this has to do with Carl, so hang in there. Especially when they have a guest on there that I feel like is an official fan of the show that takes it seriously. A lot of times they have guests on there that just dick away their time. And she said something as I was setting this up. Talking Dead was playing in the background because I knew she would be on. And she had said something I didn't pick up on that I really liked. And it was the fact that about them setting this up throughout the episode, having, or not them, but Carl, when he's talking to Negan about giving himself up and yada, yada, yada. There's a moment there that I did want to go back on and double check for my analyzed videos, which are late, but they're still coming out. This one I'm going to have a lot of fun with. But the just looking back at his performance throughout this episode again, especially this episode. Anyhow, if you're new here, we're going to talk about my first impression thoughts of the episode for about 15 minutes, and then we're going to stop the first impression review and go into the fan feedback from you guys. So I'm not going to talk about Carl for the whole, you know, beginning, but we will mention it now, and then later I'm sure that's pretty much going to be the majority of the whole of what we talk about. Now, before I dive into this episode as a whole, let's dive right into the death. And it's not a death this episode, but officially, I guess you could say, yeah, Carl is dead. And I'm in denial. Still right now, I'm saying, no, I don't believe it. I just don't believe it. I don't believe it. I'm sorry, I don't believe it. And I know a lot of people said, you know, Jim got bit, or I saw a lot of people, it's so easy to say that, but I saw someone say that Jim got bit, because now we're all looking for callbacks from the previous seasons. Like Rick in the same boxer shorts from season 1, kind of, sort of, when he was fighting the walkers when Jada stripped him down. And, you know, it's kind of a callback to Jim getting bit. And Eric on the tree, it's a callback. Morales, all of it's a callback to earlier seasons. Well, here's the thing is, we didn't see where and how Jim got bit, but we know definitely, without a doubt, we know that Carl got bit over his clothing. And here's the problem where I'm in denial. I kind of feel like you won't turn from that. Keep in mind, just because you get bit doesn't mean you turn. It's the bacteria, it's the nastiness that's in the mouth that gets in your wound. That's what kills you. It doesn't turn you. It kills you. It makes your body overheat because you have an infection, all right? Just like today, if I got cut and I wipe my own shit in there, my own ass juices, I will die of an infection almost definitely. That's the same thing. If you get bit by a zombie, it's got like ass juice bacteria in its mouth, and it will kill you. It will burn you out and kill you. Once you die, you turn a zombie. I know a lot of people get that, but there's a few that don't. But so once you die, you become a zombie. So if Carl was bitten over his clothes, in my mouth, yes, it's going to puncture the skin. Yes, it's going to hurt him. But unless he has zombie acid teeth that goes through the clothing, he's not going to get that deadly bacteria in the wound, all right? And I know my brain's working overtime because unless something happened behind the scenes, this makes no sense. And I know we're going to have a barrage of people saying, oh, the TV show doesn't have to be like the comic. But why would you make such a big change that isn't even close to being a better one unless there's something going, like storyline wise? I don't see anyone sitting down and going, you know what, this is better if we kill this character off well before. I mean, I know for me, Carl was a cool character here and there, even in the comic, and you could have killed him at any moment. I would have been like, oh, but keep it moving, you know what I'm saying? As long as we got Rick or some shit like that. And then when it after the war, after All Out War, we started seeing some of Carl, and he started really growing on you. He grew on me, I think, during All Out War and a little bit before there. It was like, wait a minute, I might start liking Carl. But I know specifically it was after All Out War, and I was like, I like Carl. I want to follow Carl. Do this. Please, what happened now? Do that, do this, and the third. So I don't know. It just doesn't make any sense. As far as him getting bit, this takes away what I said. Remember I said if Negan or anyone, like a savior, is responsible for it, he's going to get bit. And I pushed that off so much because it was so obvious that he got bit when he went to save Shahid. It was painfully obvious that they were doing something. And I was in denial. I'll admit it right now. I was wrong because I would be stubborn as all hell saying, no, he didn't get bit. For those who are wondering, when Carl went to save Shahid, oh my god, when he went to save Sadiq, Saeed's a friend of mine, and I'm like, he went to save my friend. When Carl went to save Sadiq, Sadiq told him about his mother, and that's why he kills the zombies and everything like that. And then when they were leaving, they saw zombies, and Carl is like, let's do this for your mom. You know what I'm saying? So then they went and killed some walkers. Carl fell down. They had a little bit of a struggle. When Carl was getting up, that is when he noticed he got bit. He didn't reveal it to us as an audience. Go back and rewatch it. You'll see him go like, oh my god, that just happened. It's painfully obvious something happened. Now, again, I'm in stubborn land. I don't want to admit it. But if you go back and rewatch it, you'll know what I'm talking about. Now, I mean, this gets fun because, again, was it over the close? Is this a fake out? You would have had an amazing episode. You don't need a fake out. So what does this do? It's either he's dead or it's a fake out. It's one or the other. You know what I'm saying? I don't think they're going to pull any he has the cure type shit, or he didn't turn, da-da-da, or maybe this is where they introduce the doctor and medicine and properly treating a wound. I doubt it, but it is absolutely possible for those who want to, who can't see anything. Yeah, you know, if you want to set it up like that, it's possible. Another thing that's fun to theorize now that this is played out on TV is the flash forward. And this is something, if Carl is bit and dies, if he is bit and he doesn't die, then the flash forward can still be what it is, a flash forward. But I ate so much shit. Wait, can't y'all see Ronnie? Yeah, I think there's one person I saw said you can't see me, and then everyone else is fine. If you guys can't see me, let me know, you know. Because I could check it on my phone, and it looked fine. I checked it a few minutes ago. But anyway, yeah, like the flash forward, if he does die and that flash forward is just what Rick wanted to see in the future, where he wanted to be and what he wanted to fight for and achieve, that's his future if he does die, then that flash forward is exactly what I ate shit over. Remember I said it could be a hallucination, a dream, and that is why, since they knew Rick isn't going to look like the comic on the show during the real timeline, they made him have a cane, they cut his hair, the fake beard. A lot of people were like, it looks too fake. And yeah, a lot of people said you can see me. Okay, so that would explain away, or at least we don't have to deal with it looking so bad for the fans who didn't like it. Because obviously it's a hallucination of what he wanted the future to be, with Carl there and with Judith and everything. It's just, yeah, Judith bit him, someone says. It's just, yeah, that's the thing. The bite will play out like all others play out in the show. I'll admit it's absolutely possible, and sure, it's most likely going to play out where he gets sick and he dies. There's just something not sitting right with me. I don't know what to tell you. He either got bit and it wasn't, you know, infected, which again, they're going to have to explain the shit out of that. And it's easily explained. I know a lot of people get hung up on it. I just explained it, and that's definitely rational. You need the germs in the mouth. If the mouth doesn't make contact with the wound, and if, you know what I'm saying, like, you're not going to get those mouth germs, the acid butt germs, into the wound. It's just not going to happen. And no, I don't believe a zombie is going to be breaking, you know, t-shirts and tearing through t-shirts with every single bite. That shit's not happening, you know? You know, my ex-girlfriend, she couldn't bite through a pillow, and we practiced a lot. It's not going to happen. The material and clothing is, that was a horrible joke, but the material of the clothing, it's just not. Anyhow, so there's a ton to process. I do want to dive more into the Carl stuff because I'm definitely eager to see what you guys have to say. But let me spit out more of the episode, and I'm going to burn through this quick so I can dive into the comments, especially tonight. Let's kick off with what I wrote down, because I know I'm missing some stuff. I'm trying to glance and see what everyone's saying. I'm seeing a lot of comments saying, cancel the show, I'm done, Carl's dead, I'm done. First off, I'll say it before. I'll say it like I said it before with Daryl fans. If you're a Carl fan and you're out, you're a Carl fan, you're not a Walking Dead fan, I'll say that to anybody. If you leave for any reason like that, except for if they killed Rick in this episode, the story's all shot to shit. You know, it is what it is. And that's a story issue, that's not a character issue. But yeah, if you leave for Carl, yeah, you're not a Walking Dead fan. You're a Carl fan. So suck it up and stick with us. And I don't believe I think he has a lot of fans. You know, I don't believe he has 80-90% of the fan base. I don't believe that whatsoever. Anyhow, all right, so the Carl and Rick in the beginning, I did like it, but I was really wanting more of an old teaching that Rick had. Rick was a different person in the beginning, and I really wish they went a different direction where it was the old Rick, the words and wisdom of the old Rick, and what he said to Carl earlier on before all this bad shit happened. And Carl is sticking with, you know, his father when his father had hope, and he gave people a chance and yada yada yada. That is something I really felt like the beginning was missing in between that father-son kind of lecture there. The close-up of the faces, they brought that back. That's something I am getting to be kind of take it or leave it. It feels like filler. At this point, I'm like, yeah, you know, I really liked it for that episode, thinking back. In the beginning of the episode, this is their faces, and the end of the episode, this is their faces, and there's subtle differences. I did like it, but at this point, I'm like, okay, we did it. Show me something else, you know, or moving along. I don't know. That kind of got to me this time. The Traveler was in the sewer. I wrote that down because I thought that would be an Easter egg for how do they get out of this attack. I didn't think they were going to breach the walls this episode. I didn't think they were going to do any of that, so I thought they would hide in the sewer, and that would be like, how did they hide? The Oceanside and Enid, this I didn't get. This came out of nowhere. Enid accidentally shot the grandmother. I mean, that was a bit rough. First off, I don't know. I mean, that's a messed up situation because I liked it. We'll break it down later, but I thought it was okay. But at this point, I'm like, damn, good luck convincing them now. But then again, the grandma was the only one saying we're not fighting. She's gone now, so let's move on. What do we have? The Jerry close-up. Yeah, that felt cheap. And that's when he's in the car and the car hit him. That absolutely feels cheap. And it feels, if you show an actual road, he's driving down the road, a car hits him or anything like that, it opens up this world and it makes it feel big, you know, believable. Just having him and then bright lights, I'm watching that and I get the feeling like they shot it indoors at some studio, and he's sitting in a chair with like a mock car door, and they just bump it and he just reacts, you know? And I can't tell my brain not to think that. That's just what because that's usually the kind of shit they do when they show these up close images. Anyway, the tension with the roadblock with Maggie, and having all the players there, I wrote that as very important, and I loved it. Having Negan out and free and going after the good guys, having Maggie and the good guys on the road, having Simon, a bad guy, there interacting, bringing out all these players and interacting, not having them trapped. Having them trapped, it was good for a part of the story. I think it dragged on too long. Now, in retrospect, feeling my excitement for having Simon in front of Maggie, Negan in front of Carl, and Gavin in front of Ezekiel, my excitement is through the roof, and I'm loving the episode, and that has a lot to do with it. Having our good guys just shoot up a lot of no-name saviors for the most part, I don't know. This is much better. Have these players all, like, write it to where they are all out and about and doing something in some sort of ways, you know? What else we got? Yeah, and the tension on a roadblock, absolutely loved it. I had one big problem this episode. It was probably my TV, but it was too dark. I couldn't see anything. I couldn't see shit. With the Maggie in the roadblock, for a minute there, I thought he shot Jesus. I had no idea. I was like, how do you shoot Jesus? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not sure if there's a heaven, but I'm not shooting a guy named Jesus. That's just, you know, that's bad juju. Anyway, stupid joke. Let's move on. Carl, when he said, tell him Michonne, let them have this place. I like this because as Michonne is a character that's attached to the community, and Carl, you know, being a young kid and being able to detach and be like, listen, we can get away. We're gonna lose parts of this community. We're gonna have to rebuild later on, but we can get away for now. I like that. So props to that moment in there. Gavin, much needed mix up with the Saviors. I'm liking his interaction with Ezekiel. I love his interaction with the people, and you can see the conflict within him, and he's like, listen guys, I don't want to do this. I didn't want to do this. This sucks. This is shitty. He's still a bad guy, but I think there's hope for Gavin. There's definitely hope to bring him around. And when Morgan showed up at the end there, I'm thinking, yo, Morgan's either going to be, you know, kill them all, or Morgan might even be instrumental in helping turn Gavin around for the good guys. There's a chance. There's absolutely a chance. But I love that. And what I mean by mixing it up with Gavin, you have Simon, who is seemingly, you know, gung-ho with doing what the Saviors want. You have Dwight, who is conflicted in his way with his wife and everything going on. You have Gavin, who is the mix where he's not like Simon and Regina and what's the other chick's name? A-Rat, you know? He's very... A-Rat and Simon and Regina, they seem to be like, oh, we're in it to win it. Let's do this, whoop-de-whoop. So I'm really liking Gavin, and the actor has a good amount of charisma, too. He comes off sympathetic, even for a bad guy. Carl and Negan, when Negan said he thought they had a moment, or was this a play? Really liked that moment. I did like that moment between Negan and Carl. At first, when Carl was saying that, you know, how about me, make it me, some of it felt a little stiff and forced. It could have been just a performance, but there was something iffy there, so it started to lose me. But I loved it. Slow chatting a bit. Slow chatting a bit. I don't know what that means. We don't have slow mode on. It's only on 1 second. They make you do 1 second. There's no slow chat on. We'll deal with that in a second, but I like the Carl and Negan moment. The Maggie, Simon, car in the dark, I already went over that. The something Alexandria. What the hell? Oh, the siege at Alexandria. It felt a little weak. It felt a little bit like they were hiding the lack of stuff going on. And I know it's shit blowing up. There's buildings, you know, exploded and on fire. It truly felt like we don't get a ton of these nighttime, you know, because I believe it's even more expensive to film at nighttime for some reason or other. Maybe that's not true. Maybe it's the daytime. I get it mixed up. But it felt like they filmed at nighttime to kind of hide some of the fact that there wasn't a lot. It wasn't like a big scope, and that's weird to say because it is. It's their community. It's shit blowing up. It's things on fire, and I don't mean a big scope in that aspect. I mean in a big scope as in with the scenes, that individual scenes they showed. Like if it was in daytime, you would see this one little spot blowing up, and then everything else is fine. It was like they used the dark in a way to kind of fill it in some, which is fine if they did that. But the siege at Alexandria, even though big things were going on, while I was watching it, it didn't feel epic. It didn't feel huge. You know what I mean? And you can call me on that if you want. For me, watching it, I did enjoy it, but it just didn't seem grand. As grand as it should have been. The Ezekiel and giving up and, rescuing people. I did like that, how he gave himself up. And Carol, that line though, Your Majesty, I don't know, maybe the placement maybe was a bit off. Again, it's one of those moments where I like it, but don't say that. That's not nice, Tobin. Come on. The placement, something about it. I don't know. Eugene saying catastrophically crapping his khakis. Oh, right. Yo, that shit was funny. That Eugene usually has me rolling my eyes, but that shit was funny. And yeah, he did come back around, and he he's showing that he needed the wine to sleep, and he's having a hard time dealing with things. And it seems like I usually am wrong with Eugene because I just want him to knock his shit off, but it seems like he's having such a trouble dealing with the new Eugene, who is Negan, that is what's bothering him so much. He was drinking wine, and remember when he threw up the wine, it looked like there was a little bit of blood too. I thought it was an ulcer or some. What do you get when you get stressed out? I've never had one. I've been stressed out, but I've never had like an ulcer or something. Isn't that what it is, an ulcer? And don't you like throw up blood and sometimes? I don't know. Someone Google that, or if someone had an ulcer, let me know. So what else we got? Oh, Maggie, when she gets home from the hilltop and she executes that one guy, loved it. Loved every second of that. Oh my God. I was hoping it would be the shit licker, but then I was like, nah, save him. Save him for either Ezekiel or Morgan. Better yet, Morgan. That whole scene with Maggie too, powerful. I loved it tonight. And then Dwight, when he takes them in and there's the ambush, and that chick Laura, she calls him out on his shit, and he gets clipped. Everyone's getting clipped in the shoulder. I mean, Daryl survived easily. He should be just fine. I liked Dwight a lot in this episode, a lot. And there's a Michonne moment that's one of my all-time favorites coming up. I don't want to forget that. I keep it on my brain, but I don't want to forget it. So if I do, so I want to bring it up. There's someone's still crying. It said it's lagging. It's telling me it's all good to go. I don't know if it's your internet or what. It's telling me it's crisp right now. I'll let you know if it gets laggy. Anyway, yeah, Dwight, when he gets clipped, and then the girl, like I said, it's so dark, I can't see what's going on. I have no idea if she got, how she got away, if she got clipped too. I don't know anything. I know he said she did get away, but I couldn't see how. She got, I don't know. She could have shot him any which way. I don't know. I don't get it. Anyhow, again, I didn't see it, so I can't really criticize it, but if it was kind of flimsy, let me know. And Daryl taking the jacket back, and I love that Dwight says we can settle up after. I love that. All right, so a lot of people are saying lag. Wait, your mouth moves, but you're saying other stuff, lagging. All right, hold on, let me check this out. Very bad lag. All right, well guys, give it a minute. Let me try to figure this out. Yeah, fix your stream. But if I had buttons to simply do, I would. Hold on. Yeah, I'm working on it. I'm fixing the stream. Hold on a second. Let me check the setting. There's some settings I can't mess with. There's some settings I can't adjust when we're live, so hold on, I'm fixing the settings real quick. Oh shit. something's wrong, okay? All right, are we good? How's that lag now? Check that out. My thing says we're all good. It's cleared up. So let me know. Listen, if you guys have problems still, for anyone who lingers, you got to hit refresh. It'll fix it. We're fixed now. All right, we're good. This internet gets iffy, so I had to shut something else down that was connected to the internet. So anyway, where was I at? Okay, so we have Maggie executed people. And Dwight, okay, Dwight, that's where we left off. Dwight telling Daryl they're going to settle up afterwards. I love that, because you know what that means. You know, he's accepting, like, this is it. If you want to kill me, you can kill me. If they let me live, I live, but that's it. I love that. And then later he tells Michonne he's sorry. A lot of stuff from Dwight I like this episode. Everything with him. He wasn't in it a ton, but I did like it. And then we're going to go on to Rick versus Negan. Damn it. Sorry. Anyway, Rick versus Negan. That shit was the bomb. The TV was on. I had to go shut it off. Here's the thing. I got to go back and rewatch that because, again, like I said before with the TV being so dark, and I'm going to check my settings. I don't have this problem a lot with watching TV shows, but it was so dark, I legit didn't see anything. Anything. Yeah, Rick put him on his ass at one point. I think he grabbed something that was like gold and hit him. All I could have sworn is I saw like Negan get stiff like a board, and then Lucille went flying in the air. I think I saw that. He just went like, you know what I'm saying? Like flat on his back. But I don't know. Because it was so dark. So I can't criticize it because I couldn't even see. I mean, if that's a little criticism, but what if it's a setting on my TV and I go back to watch it later on and it's fine? Because I'm going to buy the episode on Amazon. It's only like $2. So I don't know about the fight. You guys let me know if that was good or sketchy or whatever. But I love when Rick asked him if he doesn't shut up and Negan's just like, nope. Loved it. One of my favorite Rick and Negan moments. Just something small, but how they said it and when it was in the middle of that fight, I loved it. And then Rick goes out the window, much like I said previously how Rick went out the window with Pete. This time Negan's going to toss his ass out. And that was great. And that promo was shitty because they put that promo up at the last minute. We couldn't really... $3, not $2. No, Shades. It's $2. If it's $2... you know, how am I going to get that wrong? If you want the high def version, yeah, you're paying $3. It's $2.99 for high def and it's $1.99 for standard. But Walking Dead uses the film grain, so to save that dollar, you might as well. You can't even barely tell the difference. So save $1 next time. Just get the standard definition. Anyway, I get them on Blu-ray later on, so it doesn't matter. Michonne okay, this Michonne bit I really liked. So Michonne bounces, and I'm almost done, and then we can get back to the Carl part. Michonne bounces. She closes the thing, and I like that how Rosita was closed off from Sasha, and this time Rosita's sitting there like, come on, Michonne, and then you hear the like Michonne's gonna bounce. And I was starting to get a little frustrated because I don't want to go down this path again with the characters bouncing. And then that dude grabs her, and she just goes right in the face. And then and then she turns around and just starts going nuts on this dude's body, just hacking away. And in the background, you saw the tower of the church fall down. One of my all-time favorite cinematic shots in The Walking Dead. It's up there. It's up there in my list just because of the symbolism you can pull from that. But just by itself being visually stunning. I loved it. I loved it. The anger that she's releasing on this person who's already dead is shown in the background the actual community getting, you know, blown up and on fire and falling down, just burning away. Oh my God, it's like a part of Michonne was being burned away as well. Just loved it, that moment. Anyhow, that's when Rick finds her, and then Rick takes her down into the sewers. They go down like Ninja Turtles. And you were confused by so many scenes. We'll get into that. Hard to follow. Oh, I don't know what you're talking about. We'll get into that, though. Were you paying attention? Anyway, so then they go down and they realize Carl. That's the moment I was like, damn, they're doing it. Or at least it looks like they're doing it, or they're trying to fake us out, because his shirt's a sweaty mess. He's all pale. He looks like it. And the only reason why I also said, are they setting us up to be a trick, is because it wasn't like, oh, you're going to bomb us, let's hide in the sewer. And then he's all sweaty and a mess. This is somebody who was running away, and then something exploded in front of him. I mean, he's most likely going to die. I'm still in denial land. And I'm waiting for an excuse. And I'm telling you what, if he really is dead, mark my words right now. Mark my words right now. If Carl is dead, in 5 to 10 years, it might not even be 10, but in 5 to 10 years, we will get a reason. Either the actor will speak up, or somebody behind the scenes will speak up. But we will get a definite reason. Now, the first reason we get might not be the legit reason. Just like Andrea from The Walking Dead, when she died off, we didn't hear a lot of stuff right away. We heard it later on. We did get some juicy tidbits in the beginning when she first left, but it wasn't until years after, like 6 years after or 5 years after, we started getting the really juicy stuff, the fighting between her and such and everything. So I think we're going to get that with Chandler Riggs. And it doesn't have to be anything dramatic. It doesn't have to be like, AMC hated his guts. Scott Gimple thought he was a little prick. You know, he wanted more money and they said not going to happen. And he's like, I'm fucking, you know, Carl Grimes. You know, how are you going to tell me no? That's likely. It could have been dramatic. It could have been drama like that. But I don't think so. I think it was a simple combination of some things that didn't align, and he wanted off the show or something. But something happened, and we're going to find out later on. When did he get bit? He got bit back in episode 7 when, I'm sorry, was it 7? When he went to save Siddiq, when he brought Siddiq back. That's when he got bit. All right. If they, you know, if they really wanted to do some shit, Rick could have got down. Carl's off in the back of the sewer dying. Rick could have got down. They're all sad as shit. And Rick thinks it's because of, you know, what's going on. And they all just point. And it's a long sewer tunnel, and it's all black. And then you hear, like, swishing feet as something's walking from the back of the black, dark sewer towards them. And Rick starts slowly, like, confused and slowly walking through the group of people down the sewer tube. And as he's walking, you see Carl start to slowly come out of the dark. And then Rick's like, no, you know? And here it's Carl, and he's dead, and he's a walker. I mean, oh my God, that would have been magical. Some shit like that. But then you won't get Carl talking to his dad about shit. You won't have a number of different things. They want us to know that he's dead, I believe, because in the next episode they show right away Rick by a gravesite. And I kind of feel like, I don't know, I'm torn. I kind of feel like if that was Carl, Rick, I don't know, he looks too with it, you know, in that one glimpse. But this could be like a few days later. I don't know. I don't know. There's just something. There's something. And here's the thing. If it is some behind the scenes stuff, like let's say Carl or the actor Chandler was like, I just don't like this. I don't want to do this anymore. And they come out and say that's what it is. I will be like, okay, now it makes sense. But there's something here with his death that just doesn't make any damn sense. Story-wise, too. At this point in time, with the source material, it's everything all together. It just doesn't make a damn bit of sense. And I feel like we're going to get, in a couple years, we will get like the truth. We might get something soon, you know, but it won't be all the details. It'll be a bit, you know what I mean? Anyway, so that's it for my first impression review. I am terribly sorry about the delay with the lag. That usually doesn't happen ever on this channel. We almost never get lag. So, holy crap, we almost have 2,000 people watching tonight. Jeez. I am sorry that a lot of people are in here, and we had that lag issue. Let me move this up a little bit. Yeah, I'm really sorry about that. No, I don't think Carl is immune. Now, here's the thing. For anyone new here, we're done with the first impression review, and we're going to go into your thoughts and your opinions. So put those down in the comment box. If we get flooded with comments, I'm going to start looking for ones that say Q&A first thing in your comment. And I started looking into the software I'm using, and I found a lot of tips. Let me stop it right there. Look at the chat. It's going fast. But real quick, I started finding tips on how to capture just the live chat and all this other stuff, so I can have a bunch of effects on the screen. Probably super chats, I can run them on the screen. I'm just learning that stuff now. So by the time Walking Dead comes back for episode 9, we're still going to do these after shows, and I'll be really good with the software, and it'll look a lot better. So anyone new, go down below and hit that subscribe button, because we're going to do this for every single episode. Right after the episode, we have a first impression review followed by fan feedback from you guys. All right, let's first thing first. Reese Giles said Chandler said he was going to college. That's why he's out. That's going to be a no for me. That I read that article too. That was a while ago. If you can find a new one where he said that, then sure. But that's not it. He did say he was switching colleges, or he's doing something with colleges. That came up, sure, but he did not come out, as far as I know, unless he came out recently. He did not come out and say, I left The Walking Dead because I wanted to go to college. If that was the case, I'll tell you what, he's a damn fool. He's an idiot. He's an idiot. He probably deserves to be off the show if he wants to go to college instead of being on the show. And I know there's some people who are like, well, that's taboo. You need to go to college. That's ridiculous. No, that is asinine. With the money he's going to make there, he can wait a few more years and then go into the workforce if he wants to. That's, you know, and it is another thing. If he was so focused on college, which again, I don't think that's the case yet. If he was so focused on college and not interested in acting, he wouldn't be doing all these other movies. He just got a new role and he cut his hair for it. I don't think he left The Walking Dead to go to college. I don't believe that at all, because he wouldn't be doing the other acting things. It's just like Scott Gimple follows the comics so good, and now he's not. It's the worst way possible. Yeah, the flash forward shows him, but again, the flash forward could be a hallucination. How can they? Gruger says, how can they kill Carl Grimes when he is so important to the story? In the comics, does this just make the TV show version of The Walking Dead a completely different story and completely unrelatable to the comics? It'll always have its connections, you know? You can't say that, because then what if the Whisperers show up next season? It's still connected. There's still going to be connective tissue, but some things are going to deviate. Some things will deviate a lot. Andrea, it was a big character in the comic, and she was dead in the show a long time before she got her comic role on the show, you know? What else we got? We got Aaron KM Q&A. Hey, Ronnie, I don't think Carl will die. With the doc now free from Negan, he could treat Carl. They have done it in the comics. You think? I don't remember they did it in the comics. I don't remember that at all. If you can, I don't remember that at all. If you can let me know, let me know. Yeah, Drome said the same thing I said. Do you think he was bit by a whisperer? No, no. I'm sorry for laughing, but that's a cute question. I like that, because, you know, whisperers, at first you would think, oh, they'd be like zombies, but they're not biting people. There's nothing they gain from biting people. They can't hurt people. They can't, you know, if it was a whisperer, he'd stab them. I don't think he'd even bother biting them. They don't gain anything from that, you know. Anyway. Where we go? Look up the article from the Hollywood Reporter. They posted Chandler's interview. They posted a moment his death was revealed on the show. They had an embargo. Okay, I'll look up that interview to see what they say. But again, the first thing that comes out, the first thing that slips out, is not going to be all the details. We will get that later. It happens all the time. Carl's role in the comics is massive. Who do you think will take on his role, Daryl or an Oceanside character? I think anyone and everyone is open to get a part of his role, sure. And this just means Enid, in my opinion, is completely useless now. Enid, and this is a shame. She's not completely useless. I take that back. She was a Sophia replacement hardcore. She still has other storylines to play out. And I say it's a shame because the scene between Aaron and Enid, the actress, I don't know her name, but I can't remember her name. I used to know her name, but I'm blanking. That moment was 5 times better, an improved acting performance than go back and watch her and Glenn. Was it season 6? That acting performance is by the numbers what a coach would tell you to do. You know, look down, look side to side, do this, do this. If you go down and break it up, I can't remember what she says, but you can see the telltale lines where an acting coach is, you know, would instruct her to say. Now, not on set, yada, 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 but this is what they pull it from, where the acting coach would be like, say a few words, pause, look, da-da-da-da, just sometimes to coach them through scenes where they can't pull in the depth or the feeling and get that range that maybe more veteran or older actors can do sometimes. That performance definitely has some flaws in it. And then look at her performance today with Aaron in the car. 5 times better. It's either an accident and it's like 10 times better than what she did and 5 times better, or she's improving. That's why I say it's a shame, because she's definitely improving. Carl's rolling the comment. Wait, what else we got? Jacob, hey Ronnie, do you think the marketing should have kept more discreet about something big happening? We're kind of expected to death this episode. Oh yeah, I think the marketing sucked ass. I was underwhelmed. Listen, I loved it. I loved this episode. I was massively underwhelmed. The whole time I'm like, this big moment we're all going to be talking about this, it's going to be woof, you know, because your brain takes over and you think it's going to be this, it's going to be something that's massive, and it is. But him just, oh look, I got bit. It was like a, you know, I was like this, and then it was just, you know. But again, it's not like, I don't know. I wish Hollywood stops doing that shit. Please, it's like, okay, Hollywood, I'm gonna watch your show. You can get up now. Go away. You know. I don't know. I don't like it. I hate it. They never should have done that. Charmander said, which episode is better, Too Far Gone or No Sanctuary? Too Far Gone. Yeah, Too Far Gone. Q&A. My thing is that Carl's character is basically a child that is rise in this world. Without him, it feels a lot more empty, so it really bothers me that he's going to die. I absolutely I see what you're saying there, definitely. You know what, I think there was a super chat. Let me scroll down here. Yeah, there was a couple super chats I missed. Wisdom Fall said, episodes like these remind you that show writers do have talent, but the reason for some bad writing is purely for budget reasons, like the last episode. Yep, and yep. Agreed. And thank you very much for that $5 super chat. Really, the super chats, the Patreons, they're really definitely helping hardcore, especially going through hard times with the adpocalypse. Jen, you told me how to pronounce your last name too, and I butcher it all the time. I thought you said Root. I can't remember now. I feel like a dick. This week's contribution is for Carl. Say that like Rick, please. Carl, thank you for the best Walking Dead content, Ronnie. Hashtag #AssJuiceBacteria. Oh, man. That's so gross. I can't believe I said that. Thank you very much, Jen. I'm sorry I'm a dick. Carl. Cameron Stewart with the $5 super chat. Watching from the UK at 4 a.m. right now. Had to catch at least one full live stream this year. Sad we may not be seeing Carl's arc, New Beginning story arc. Ah, yeah, that's an ouch. That is a strong ouch. Damn. Wait a minute. I think Cameron Stewart's super chat was right. Where'd it go? Yeah, there's Jen's with the... She even got a little turd ass juice bacteria emoji there. All right. Come on. Damn it, YouTube. What are you doing? For anyone who's never actually live streamed like on this end on YouTube, the scrolling system is so touchy. You do a little bit and it fucking takes off, man. It's all over the place. Cameron Stewart. Watch it. Oh, I already did you. Did yours. Oh, Cameron. Dude, I just opened your artwork, man. I fucking love you. We got videos coming too, so real quick. Peep this shit out. Wait, I hope I grabbed his art. Watch I grab somebody else's. It's like, what? Yeah, yeah, this is Cameron Stewart's. This is a panel from Stranger Things. Look at that shit. I got the other one hanging up back there, but yeah. That's coming in a Matt Mail vid. For anyone who's doing the Matt Mail, for the people who said you want to get yours in for Christmas, I'm going to make a separate announcement. But I'm going to do the video 2 or 3 days before Christmas Eve. So as long as you get your mail in by then, you'll be featured in the Matt Mail Christmas special. Anyway, and the P.O. Box is down in the comment box. Ronnie Hayes, P.O. Box 33711, Raleigh, NC 27636. I think that's it. All right, Godzilla. Goddamn Scott Gimple. What the fuck is he doing with my show? I should read these in your voices, or what I think your voices sound like, based off of your comment. But I have no range, so everyone would sound like a prick. If it's because of Chandler's age, they could do a... No, it can't be. It can't be. They could do a 4 to 6 year time skip so that way Carl is the same age as Chandler in real life. It can't be his age. It absolutely cannot be. The damage is done. The damage is done. I mean, it's done. And I'm not arguing with you. I know what you're saying. I know a lot of fans have brought up his age in this respect. But the damage is done. It should have no bearing at all. What else we got here? And please keep in mind for anyone... Wait a minute. I know there's another super chat. I can see it on my other screen. So where the hell is it? There it is. King Nevadian. I don't know. Do you feel that Carl's death was bigger than Glenn's? No. No. Not at this time. Given Carl's death still needs to continue. But at this time, I don't think it's bigger. You know? Alright, so... If you look in the... Matthew D. Frost. Remember, put Q&A first thing. I'm trying, but there's so many questions. If you look in the flash forward scene, it showed that both Carl and Michonne haven't aged. Do you think this is foreshadowing that Michonne could possibly die also, considering he imagined Carl there? No. No. Samuel Marshall. Q&A. Could Enid take Carl's New Beginning storyline? Lydia could be changed to a dude. Huh. Yeah. You tweak things around, yeah. You can even make Lydia gay and still have... I'm not Lydia. Yeah, Lydia gay and Enid gay. They can be gay as fuck. And then that would still work. Scissors. Samuel Marshall. Could Enid... I already did that one. Q&A from Whippybox. Why the fuck did it take Carl so long beginning... storyline? Lydia could be changed to a dude. Oh, wait a minute. I fucked that up. Why did it take Carl so long to get into the sewer? What am I doing? And I'm not even drunk or nothing. For dramatic effect. That plus he got blown up. You know? Paige, what's copycatting? Is someone copycatting our channel? All right, Q&A. Jonathan said, Ronnie, do you think Henry from the Kingdom will take Carl's New Beginning storyline? You know what? I hope not. I need a moment to process this because if we just take a kid and pluck him down and boom, it'll just feel like a cheap replacement. You know what I mean? If they knew, and this is where I think I call bullshit. Let's say I am like nowhere near as good as the writers on the show. Let's just pretend right now. Let's put our pretend caps on and let's imagine a world where I am horrible compared to the writers of the show. even me being horrible compared to them, I would still know ahead of time to get an actor in here, get him building a bond with Rick, have him in the show, so that way, when Carl makes his exit, you can have Rick look at this kid like the son he lost, build a connection there. And this kid can lose his father. I'd put that in there too. Then this kid can lose his father, and Rick has this moment where he's like, it's going to be okay, son. You have the kid, you know, whatever, and he's at his father's grave, and then Rick at Carl's grave. They both lost something, and you know, he could take them under his wing a little bit, have that, you know, organically in a new beginning. Where now, when we flash forward to the new beginning, he's even calling Rick Dad, you know, just stuff like that. I mean, he doesn't have to call him Dad, but it's a little much. But he could look up to him like a dad. I don't know. I don't know. I think that would be cool. I don't know, something like that. Anyway. AMC, they are killing the show. We don't know. We don't know what. We don't know if it was Chandler Riggs or AMC. We don't know yet. I honestly don't think the writers jumped up and said, let's do this. I don't know. I can't see why. Ronnie, do you think they will kill... Super chats are pouring in. My God, thank you very much. Thank everybody donating. We're going to scroll down here because you guys, we're planning some big shit in 2018. I'm sick of this adpocalypse almost. Literally, there was no bullshit about 3 or 4 times I almost made that video where I said Megapath Presents is done, and we're taking a couple week break, and when we come back, it's going to be a clean slate. I'm starting from scratch, you know. Unsubscribe if you want, but I'm going to start doing certain videos, and it's going to be, you know, 1 video a week. I almost made that video a number of times. I say like 3 or 4, but I thought about that for months. Like every day, this could be the day. And it was literally, if it wasn't for the Patreon and the Super Chat coming in, especially just recently, I probably would have made that video. Where are we at? They're killing the show. Ronnie, do you think they will kill Negan? So we're going to get to the Super Chats in 1 second. Do you think they will kill Negan by the end of the season instead of keeping him alive? No. They already set it up with the prison. I don't think they're going to kill him. Will time skip be longer to age Judith up using her for Carl? Again, I think they would pass way too much time, but they could. They could do that. They could. I was so intimidated when I first heard Negan on the megaphone. Wait, click on the Super Chat and it will appear? Wait a minute. Hot diggity dog! Yo, who told me that? Ronnie, you can click got charms. Well, motherfucker, you got tips. I like that. Yo. And I'm here this whole time being an asshole. Like, you got a Super Chat? Well, you're going to fucking wait, you know? Which is not the purpose. I like that, man. I'm genuinely like, woo! Because now I don't have to fuck with any of this. I can just click on, like, look, Tim Remington. Let's see what you got to say, buddy. Maggie's, and you guys can see it, right? Maggie's comic execution gone, or could you see her taking a remixed Sherry route? Ooh, remixed Maggie's comic execution gone, or could you see her taking a remixed Sherry route? No, I think Maggie's still on board for the comic line. Yeah, absolutely. Report remove. Okay, just checking this out. Thank you very much, Tim Remington. Thank you very much. We're gonna go. You're running out of time. Godzilla, appreciate Super Chat. You got charms, you son of a bitch. That was a good one. Godzilla 2472. That is true. The damage is done, but still, Carl is important to the story in the book right now. P.S. If Rick wants to kill Negan, why did he butt him with the baseball bat instead of just cracking him in the head? Good, good, good. See, it was so dark. I'm like, I got to go back and rewatch that, and we'll break it down. And trust me, with being late with the Analyze videos, I've been really focusing on adding to those. And I know it sounds like, well, how? They're complicated, but just bear with me. I want to show you guys in a minute. But it's adding information. It's kind of like, it's not made to put out the day or two later. It's made to put out, you know, maybe a week or two later. Pull as much stuff from the behind the scenes. And I don't know. It's still a work in progress, but, you know, we're getting there. Next up, Juan Manuel and Virgil. Oh, my God. Just wanted to say thank you for your hard work on this channel. Always great. Looking forward to future content. Aiden trailer looks insane. Aiden trailer. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that comment. I appreciate that a lot. And Aiden trailer. Oh, you mean the Overkill. Overkill's The Walking Dead. We're going to talk about that probably tomorrow on this channel. Or maybe I'll try to make a mini video tonight. No, I'll try to do it tomorrow because I'm going to ask Skybound if I can share parts of that trailer. I shared the trailer on the channel, but I did it in the share section. It's a new thing. If you follow this channel, I'm doing posts, community posts. Check out the map community. I want to start utilizing that a lot more. All right, so we did miss a couple super chats. Thank you very much, Juan. Let's. Oh my God, they stuck. Let's go down to Godzilla King. Where did Eric Colden? Q&A. Little kid from Kingdom, maybe Carl replacement. Yeah, we went over that. Thank you very much for the super chat. It is possible. Caleb Hates You said, character gets sudden big chunk of screen time, dies same episode, bit predictable at this point, don't you think? Also, how much shit will Chandler get? I don't know what you mean by how much shit will he get. Not sure what you mean by that. How much shit will he get? I don't know. I don't know what you mean. But yeah, that is getting too predictable. They need to switch that around. Richard Joseph super chatted $1, but no comment. So thank you very much for that support. Thank you too, Eric. I kind of breezed over that. Sam Monzi said, hey Ronnie, huge fan here. Do you think Carl is taking Andrea's comic death, and will it play out the same way? No, I don't think he is. No, I don't think so. It's possible, sure. But yeah, you know what? Let's just say it's definitely 50-50. I think her death, though, and that moment and the time when it happened is it's too important to remix it with this. You know what I mean? And then Godzilla said the damage is done. Okay. Foster said, was Rick's flash forward actually a dream now? If Carl was bitten, yes, it was. Tim Remington, Maggie's comic execution gone. All right, we did that. Richard Joseph said, $2 super chat, said, Ron, read the Walking Dead Hollywood Reporter article on air, please. Oh, read it on air. Okay, yeah, we'll look it up. Give me a few minutes. And then Juan, thank you very much if I didn't thank you yet. Bozeman's World, no blacksmith Carl with Earl Sutton. Yeah, that's a shame. I like that part in the storyline. Okay, you guys let me know down in the comments. Do you want to check out that article online now, or should we save it for another episode, another video? The only reason I say that is probably going to have to read stuff too, and people don't want to sit there and, you know. You know what? And thank you very much. Come on, man. And thank you very much for everyone coming by and hanging out. I really appreciate that. It was a big one tonight, and I think this is the biggest the live stream's ever been on this channel, at least. Save it. Yeah, a lot of people are saying save it. Listen, what we're gonna do is yeah, because I don't want to sit here. I don't want to sit here and then read the article and then come back to the thing. We got a $5 super chat. Oh, there's actually 2 different articles. 3 different articles Hollywood Reporter put out just now. So yeah, we're going to save it. After this, I'll do a follow-up video, I promise, and we'll look into the Hollywood Reporter stuff. I promise. James Gulledge, love your channel. Just got to join the stream. Did Father Gabriel seem to recover this week? Could there be a cure and Carl can survive? Ooh, again, I don't think they're going to go down the cure route. I really don't think so. Thank you very much for the super chat. I think he still looked, to me, he still looked sick. He still looked pretty sick. But I don't think they're going to go the cure route. I really don't. Like I said before, if they do anything where it doesn't affect him, I think it's going to be he simply didn't get the germs inside his blood. Q&A, do you think Stephen Ogg would have been better than JDM? I think he would have been a better Negan. No, I love Stephen Ogg for the Simon character. I love that. I love that a lot. Fuck, man, I like Jeffrey Dean Morgan. I like him a lot. Like, his charisma. I do think there's some scenes where it's too extreme between the smiles and the seriousness. Little subtleties. Little problematic. But I like him a lot. He's fun in interviews. He seems like he definitely wants to have fun and give us something for the fans. But holy fuck, would it have not killed him to just put on some weight? I mean, son of a bitch, you know? Pack on some muscle. Imagine seeing Rick. Because, listen, when Negan said, I'm going to Rick's to make some spaghetti, I knew it. And fuck you, Negan. Why weren't you making spaghetti? There should have been a pot on... Well, it was dark. Maybe there was. I didn't see it. But when Rick shows up at the house, or when Negan said that, I knew it. Because Rick was thrown out the window in the promo. Negan says, I'm going to Rick's to make spaghetti in the middle of war. I'm like, oh my God, Rick is coming back. And then Rick comes back and he walks into the house. Imagine if Negan was comic book Negan size. You'd be like, at this point in time, I'm like, okay, well, you know, if he gets the jump on him, they can have a good fight. But if it was comic Negan in that bitch and Rick walks in the house, I'm like, fucking Rick, run. Like, he could pick you up and tear you in half. Leave now. Like, oh my God, that shit would have been tense as fuck. And you don't need Jeffrey Dean Morgan to be, you know, beastly and play the role. But to put on a little bit of thickness, go look it up right now. Watch Magic City, I think it's called. It's a casino. Just type in Jeffrey Dean Morgan and Magic City. I showed that image. I think it was on this channel, or maybe just to friends, unfortunately, way before Jeffrey Dean Morgan, way before I knew his name as an actor. And I was like, and you know, I saw him in random stuff, and I was like, that's a Negan. But he's not a named actor. I didn't know it was the same guy that I saw in other movies. And I was like, da-da-da. There was something messed up there. And I'm such an idiot for not putting two and two together. But go watch him in that show. See his size from pictures and see his movements. Boom. That is Negan to perfection with that different, you know, that different build. And that show is just a few years old. Anyway. All right, Tim Remington again with the since Dwight is outed, how will final confrontation play out? Will Eugene somehow take Dwight's role? Yes, I do believe kind of. Eugene's going to kind of take a role like that Dwight previously had. I think Eugene's going to turn on him. But seeing this, I think it's shaping up to have a very different finale than we're thinking. I think they're going to go down the comic route, but I think it's shaping up to be very... Gotta crack my back, to be very different than what we initially are thinking. And I'm shocked that Dwight was outed this early. And I know a lot of people said that Eugene still had the tape playing. I think maybe, just maybe, there's a chance that tape isn't to out Dwight. That tape might accidentally out Eugene, because Eugene knew. If Negan finds out Eugene knew and he didn't say anything, Eugene's got hell to pay. So that might come around to bite him in the ass. Maybe. Alright, so thank you very much for that super chat. We're going to go to this one because the 35 it's got a lot of life to it. You'll see in a second. Eric Colden. Just rewatched. I'm sure I heard you got till 3 or we will start fucking bombing the shit out of you. Negan words, not mine. Possibly one of the F-bombs. If he did, that's awesome. I curse so much, or I'm used to cursing, or I don't care about curses to the point where if sometimes I hear it and it's like hearing water, dog, a regular word, you know what I mean? Because for me, curses they ain't shit. They don't mean anything. I'm gonna go back and look that up. If that's the case, I think that's definitely cool. Oh, where's my straw? All right. Alyssa Jett with the sexy $35 super chat. Look at this. I'm putting a cap on my vape. I have to wait to watch the show again, so I will save my questions when I catch you live next Sunday. Oh, remember, The Walking Dead is on a break, but we are not. We are going to have a live stream 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time next Sunday, and every single Sunday from here on out. That's going to be the no strings attached, no Patreon. It's not Patreon only. It's open just like now. And we're going to have placeholder topics. Sometimes I might say, let's play more of the video game, The Last of Us or Outlast. Sometimes we might have topics. Sometimes we might have more topics and footage, like multiple topics, not more topics. Man, my back is cramping up tonight. We might have multiple topics, and I have a video I'm going to release. It's a Patreon stream. I record it. I'm going to release it to the public this week, I think this Friday, and it'll discuss some of the topic ideas, some of the different ones. So thank you very much. Thank you very much, Alicia. Am I saying that right, or is it Alyssa? It's probably Alyssa, isn't it? Alicia's with a C, ain't it? Alyssa Jet. I'm going to go with that. Thank you very much for that super chat. Someone else had a super chat, but it didn't pop up. King, or maybe it did and I didn't see it. King Alexandrin, do you think that Carl was bitten by a whisperer? Yo, this must be a popular one. No, I don't think so. There would be no point for a whisperer to bite Carl. It's just not something they do. You know, they hide in the zombies, but they don't. Yeah, they don't bite people. There's no real point to them biting people. You know what I mean? All right. With the hard R, Donald Trump killed Carl. Why would he do that? Oh yeah, you're asking that. Why can't they just cut his head off and keep it in a jar? Are you talking about Carl? Squad TV. Since Carl is gone, do you think Rick will now bring out the savage side, bearded Rick, and start to lose it? Just like how Daryl is now a shoot first, ask questions later person. Love the channel. To be honest, I appreciate that. To be honest, I don't know. I'm kind of at a loss. I thought losing Carl would be crippling. You know what I'm saying? I'm kind of at a loss to see how they're going to spin this, you know? I don't know. Rick is not written to be this cold-hearted beast. You know what I'm saying? Everything, all the cold, hard, rough warrior shit that he's done, it was for his family. You know what I'm saying? Like, to lose his family, I don't know. I'm at a loss. I just don't understand it. You know, I don't get it. All right. Uh-oh. What's going on? My thing is getting... My mouse is lagging. I don't know if that's the computer or YouTube. I got the tips, says Got Charms. Is Rick's decision regarding a certain captive at the end of All Out War going to be different because of the loss of Carl? Ronnie, the gayest of all time. Oh, that was mean, bro. Why would you make fun of gay people like that? They don't want me in their camp. Like, fuck that dude. He's got no style. I don't know. I'm gonna stick with no. No, I think he still goes through it. Yeah, I'm gonna stick with no. I think it's gonna be similar. The end of All Out War in the comic and the show is definitely similar. I would have to go with that. And thank you very much for the super chat. I appreciate that. And the tip. I'm loving the tip. Cody Pimp. Do you think Eugene will end up staying Negan or go back on the Saviors? Do you think the survivors would take him back? Yes, I do think they would take him back. And yes, I do think he's going to redeem himself. With the Q&A, remember, put Q&A before your question. That's what I'm looking for right now. Jordan Sinowski, and I screwed that up. Could the show be ending soon? I just can't believe they killed Carl. Retarded. It could be. I doubt it, though. I doubt it. Glenn Harris, did you notice the off-screen killing of the grandma from Oceanside was kind of odd? Yeah, I talked about that. It was odd. It looked to me like they replaced the actress and dubbed, "You shouldn't have come here" with the original actress. I'm going to have to look because that was odd. I'll look when I rewatch the Amazon. Will Rick blame Siddiq for Carl's death? No, that's not the direction they're going to take with that scene. We seriously won't get all the future Badass Carl comic scenes now. All this was because of Daryl. I'm with you halfway. I don't agree. I don't know how this is Daryl's fault. You know what I mean? I missed it. Sam Monzi gave a super chat of $2. Sorry, I missed that. They need to leave them up longer, I think. Why didn't they use Heath's grenade scene? This I am kind of... I didn't mention it. Maybe... damn, this sucks. There's parts of the comic after we do these videos. Later on, I'll be like, wait a minute. That sucks. Why didn't they use that scene? And I missed that. Like, in the comic, this part was amazing. Negan got grenades and he's lobbing them over and he's like, this is fucking awesome. Like, I want that version of Negan. Why didn't we get that? I want, like, maybe when they attack next half, we'll see a Negan who's just like, give me another grenade. This is the fucking shit. Like, I want that. Oh, yeah, this does suck. The Carl and Negan stuff afterwards, that's gone too. Like, fuck. Oh, yeah. Let's move this up a little bit. We'll go to Freddy Krueger. Got the $5 with a no comment. He missed his comment somehow. I appreciate the super chat, Freddy Krueger. Thank you very much. Entricion. See that? I got that one. Could they have recast Carl? Recast. Why do I pronounce some words like that? Sometimes you'll find me doing that. I'll be like, do they propel them into the air instead of propel? Could they have recast Carl and let the time skip go forward a bit longer? I think it would have been fine personally if they got the right actor. Carl just has so much in the story. Yeah, I don't think it's about recasting, because if he's bit, they're killing him. They're not yeah, that wouldn't line up at all, you know, unless you mean they bring in some other character. Then it doesn't matter if they recast him, because yeah, King Alexanderon or whatever, you did another $2 super chat and it's not showing up on the screen here. I wonder why that is. But yeah, there's no recast. Could they? They could have. If they didn't kill him, that would have been fine. If that's what you mean, they could have. Sure, I am against it. I hate recasts. They did that in Game of Thrones and it ripped me right out of it. I couldn't take it serious. The stuff with Dany, they recast with her new boyfriend in one season, and I like the recast better, and that's what's funny. But I couldn't see him as that old character because it was ridiculous. They looked totally different. So I am not a fan of recasts, but yes, they could have done that. And Freddy Krueger with the super chat. Oh, come on. Yeah, King Alexandra. The Legend. Do you think the creators pulled off another fake Lent type death? Yeah, I feel that way. I'm in denial until we see it. Until I see his cold, dead body go into the ground, I'm sticking with he's not dead. Godzilla. I'm pissed too. I was waiting for Negan to throw a nade over and be like, shit, this is awesome. Hand me another one. Right? Yeah. Damn. I mean, what the F, bro? Freddy Krueger, 31. Hey, Ronnie, how do you think Michonne is going to handle Carl's death? Sorry about the last super chat, by the way. Oh, don't be sorry at all. You still sent the super chat all over. How do I think Michonne's going to handle it? Again, this is rough because I'm in denial still, but I think she's going to take it hard. I absolutely think it's going to be pretty crushing for her. She has this really close bond with Carl. One that, again, I think it sucks we're not going to see that bond again moving forward, if this is really it for him. Yeah, that sucks. I think she's going to take it hard. But keep in mind, they still have a war to win, so even though they're going to take it hard, like, there's still stuff to get done. You know, if I pull this out, is there going to be more super chats? No, because I got more super chats, but it's not showing them. Participant toggle timestamps and feedback. All right, let's go down here and show the super chat. All right, Alan Hannigan. I'm half trolling, and this is going to get some... Oh, no, there you are. You're right here. And this is going to get some heat, but Daryl to get remixed Carl story. I don't love it, but it's an option. I like the Enid one better. Enid one more. I tell you what, we got all break. We got all break. We need content to fill up the thing. I am announcing right now, And I'm going to announce it, so that way if any other Walking Dead YouTuber or some random dude wants to upload a video and do the same video idea, I'm going to announce it so you guys, when they make that video, you could go, you stole Ronnie's idea, you shithead. I'm just teasing, but do that. I'm going to make a video where we look at all the scenes, the important moments that Carl will miss, and how that will affect the story not having that character in there, and what would be a good replacement. And the reason why I'm announcing it is because that'll get a lot of views. And I don't want to shit that out in a day or two. A week, 2 weeks. I want to sit there and maybe take, 2-3 weeks if it needs to. Look at the story and see how, yeah, I want to try to do that. So could Daryl take the remix Carl storyline at this point in time? I don't know. I don't know how that would work cleanly, Could he? Sure. I think anything's possible with a good enough writer. Michael Grimes, Q&A. Do you think Chandler possibly wanted off the show? I think it's possible, but he's doing movies. And I'm going to have to say, I'm sorry, but I think that was a solid mistake. I think there's a lot of solid potential, and I'll say this, and I'm probably going to sound like a dick, but let me put it out there. If he had people in his corner telling him to leave because he's getting these movie roles and that's where the money is, and guys, let's be honest, it is. If they offer him millions and The Walking Dead is, offering him only like, what, 50,000 per episode or 100,000? No, it's not, because whatever it is, let's say 100,000 an episode, which it's not that, I don't think, because up until recently, Rick and Daryl were not even getting that, right? They were getting like 90,000 or something. Anyhow, if someone in his corner told him he needs to do movies because of the millions he could get off it compared to the TV show, and it'll blast him in superstardom, yada, 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 fire them, get away from them, because your range and your acting ability is not going to stand in the movies without having the Walking Dead fan base propping you up. And that's the honest truth. I've been saying it for a while now. There's a large part of the fan base that is not smitten with his range and his acting. And I've been in his corner saying, you need to brush up on the acting. You can do it. He can do it. He has the potential. He can definitely do it. There's moments even in this recent episode we saw tonight where I was like, yes, if we have some of that Carl ahead with the future story Carl line in the new beginning, that will work really well. However, you're going to have a lot of Walking Dead fans that are going to jump ship. Like, they're not. You're going to have some that will follow through. But if you have the charisma and the talent and the range and the ability, and you left the show and you're killing it. Yes, John Bernthal, perfect example. He left the show in good graces because he was killed off the way it should have been, right? Perfect. And he can act his ass off. Charisma oozes out of his pores, and he is a huge success. Yeah, I don't know. I think it would have been a mistake if someone is in his corner telling him to get the millions from the movies and leave the show. I think that was a horrible mistake. You shouldn't have done that. But what the hell do I know, I'm barely surviving delivering pizzas. I'm just kidding. I don't deliver pizzas. I paint houses. But that sounded funnier. All right, so Alan Hannigan. Yeah, we're going to revisit that. Mark Scott. Do you think that the walker who, and thank you very much for the super chat, obviously, Alan. Do you think the walker who bit Coral might have been wearing dentures? See, this is another difficult thing, and I'm going to burn through this so we can tag the other super chat. Actually, let me tag it now. Thank you very much. Now, if he was wearing dentures, if he didn't bite him all the way, it needs to be explained. Now, they might explain it because Negan's comic book fans know Negan's going to do something. And they might need that to explain it, if you get what I mean. You know what I mean? I don't want to spill too much. But Godzilla 2472. I also wanted it to be during the day. Rick be there and Negan be standing on top of the truck like in the comics with Lucille in one hand and raising a grenade in the air with the other. Yeah, there's some of that shit that I wanted too that we didn't get. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh, come on. Do you have these t-shirts made? They're freaking awesome. Also, do you think Rick will take the Savior under his wing now as a tribute to Carl? And they'll make him a main character. Wait, take the Savior under his wing now. Hold on, what Savior? You mean Dwight? No, no. Or do you mean Sadiq? He's not a Savior. unless they reveal that he secretly is. He's just a hungry traveler that was traveling. Siddiq is his name. He might take him in, but I doubt it like that, you know. As far as T-shirts, this is from a company called oh wait, I don't want to say the wrong thing. Hold on, let me confirm. Oh my god, I almost said the wrong thing too. This is from a company called T No Evil. I almost screwed it up. I knew who it was, but I almost screwed it up. T No Evil. I believe it's .com. They make these Walking Dead t-shirts and they send me some to show off every now and then, and this one is one of my favorites, and I wore it because it's the mid-season finale, and I knew I didn't know they were going to get into a scuffle, but I knew it was obviously going to be something, you know, conflict. So yeah, T No Evil. Did I just say it right? But no, I don't think it's going to be a mentor like that taken under his wing. David says, love your channel. One thing I didn't like was when Enid shot the grandma at Oceanside. The whole scene seemed off, the way it's shot and everything. Yeah, I agree. I've seen a lot of people commenting about that. I agree, absolutely. It was off. There was something really off with that. Let me scan the super chats. Everyone else, if you guys thought it was off, let me know. We're getting a couple people that put a super chat in, but it's not popping up, or it did pop up and I missed it. Sam Monzi said, what'll be Judith's story season 9 after Carl's death? This is a tricky one because I don't think there's going to be a story. I think she's still going to remain a background character. Yeah, I think she's still going to remain a background character. Absolutely. They might give her a little scene to kickstart, but I don't think it's going to be big. Not like Comic Carl big. I don't see that. There's an interview just posted with Chandler where he explains that it was Gimple's decision and that he got shocked for days, and the reason is even more fucked up. Want the link? The reason is even more fucked up. Well, just tell us the reason, damn it. We're gonna go over the interviews. I'll try. If you guys don't mind, tell me right now. When I'm done with this, I will record it on my cell phone. It's the easiest way because then when I shut down the house and make sure my daughter's sleeping and not trying to sneak and stay awake, and I shut down things, maybe get a bite to eat. If I do it on the phone, I can let the phone do everything. Upload it, you know, post it. I'll go over the articles after this video. Let me know after this live stream. But yeah, that's messed up. I don't get that. Puffwad, killing Carl fucks it all up. Say what you will about Riggs, but the character is so important to the story and Rick's arc disappointing. And yes, I know you're specifically talking to, you better not be fucking talking to me like that, but I know you're specifically talking to the people in the comment section, those, I think it's a minority, that think that Carl is just a bad actor. And that's probably who you were addressing. On the other hand, I do think there's scenes that fell flat, absolutely. And I think there's some scenes that had a lot of promise, you know. Especially one of my favorites when he tells, what's his name, to give him the gun back in season 6. Yeah, it was 6. What was his name? Ron. Yeah, that asshole. Godzilla says, this shit would have never happened if they would have just waited to introduce Siddiq after the time skip. Fucking retards. Well, yeah, or they could have just not wrote him to get bit. That works too. Either way, I'll take it. Thank you very much for the super chat again. Godzilla, goddamn. You're holding it down. We're going to have to make a special plaque to hang up. I seen somebody mention Doomsday Kingdom. And first off, I never talk about the vape. I was using the vape to get off cigarettes. I got to tell you right now, I haven't bought a pack of cigarettes in a while. It's been a while, and I'm tapering down with the vape. Working great for me. Lungs feel clear. It's fantastic. However, I grabbed this flavor from Trap Queens, I think. No, I'm sorry, Nasty Juice. It's called Trap Queen. It's strawberry and mint, and my God, it's like crack. I was just about to stop vaping, and I got that just to, you know, whatever. And I was like, what? Wow. Just tastes incredible. And it's like mint, like you chew gum. So your whole throat gets cold with cancer, but still. Anyway, somebody said, talk about Doomsday Kingdom. I'm going to shut up, but I just want to mention this real quick. this moment in Doomsday Kingdom, page 2, I'm sorry, issue 2, page 1, is going to be this. This is a sneak peek, colored, finished, obviously. And this page is going to be a sneak peek. It's a transition from issue 1 into issue 2. It's actually something. But it's going to be a sneak peek at a little taste of what you're going to get if you stick with the comic for the long run. If you stick with the whole, 200 issue story arc, you'll see hints. Issue 150, there's a hint of issue 150 on this page. Oh my god. Oh my god. I'm pulling out all the stops. I've been thinking non-stop on how to make this story ultra incredible. The way that if I was a fan, I would be like, that is mind-blowing. And it was to map out the long story and then pick pieces and introduce it early on. And then, oh my god, it's like simmering. It's simmering. Anyway, J-Dog, sorry if you've already mentioned this, but do you think that Carl is getting the Andrea comic book death? Yeah, I already also fuck Eugene with a sandpaper condom. Ouch. Yeah, I did mention that. No. If they are, that's weird because they don't line up properly remixed. Different times they give us different things. I disagree with that. All right, Pamela Russo, and thank you very much for the super chat, J-Dog. Pamela said, I feel like that scene was sit that way to make us think Enid shot Aaron on accident, especially the way he turned over. Glad Aaron was saved anyway. Yeah, it was real dark, but I did see it for a moment there. I was like, wait a minute, did he shoot Aaron? What is going on here, I agree with you there. Wait, I want to check on. There was a super chat. I thought there was. Puffwad, killing Carl fucks it all up. No, I guess not. This shit would have never happened. Sorry if you already mentioned. Okay, I think we're all caught up with the super chats. Yeah, thank you very much, Pamela. I appreciate that, but that scene, something was just off or weird about it. I don't know. Someone said Carl's not dying. I'm calling it. Hit that like button. Yes, please do that. Show some love. Show some love. Brian O'Connor, how good was that claim scene though? Yo, if you guys are not watching the Red Machete, that little mini webisode, go watch it. It is worth it. I'm not going to spoil it, but I'll be honest. When like an episode or two ago or whatever, before they ended it, I was thinking, oh my god, it would be so great to line it up with that. But I did tell my friends, I was like, I bet you it's going to get into someone's hand who's like a claimer, and then it's going to be one of those deals. You know what I'm saying? Because that's where it came from. We know that. And then when they revealed the end of it, I was like, oh my god, I love that. I love that. Yeah, I like that a lot. It's probably one of my favorite webisodes, just because of the ending. I skipped a lot in... Excuse me. Ooh, I skipped a lot in the middle. I made tacos for dinner. I don't know why that matters. I had to burp. Like, it was the tacos' fault. How many people are in each community by now? It seems like they're getting pretty depopulated by now. Close to it. But maybe they need to populate the shit out of that. All right. Wait, Ronnie, how old are you? I'm 30. I'm 14. Grew up with Carl. Yeah, I'm 30. 14 and grew up with Carl. Ah, bummer, bro. Yeah, you're right. If you were 14, let me do some math here. And I'm fucking like pro math problem solver. You got 14. We're going to take away 8. You've been here 8, 14. So you were 18. That's not that big of a deal. All right, so you're 16. No, you're 14 now. So what would you be? 6? You were watching a show when you were 6? No, that's not right, because 6 and 6 is 12. All right, so I feel your pain, bro. Ryan, I feel your pain. I feel your pain. You're probably a big Carl fan then, since he was a young one. And you related to him, I guess, because you had one eye to him. I don't know. Santa Claus says, how will Enid take Carl's death? How will Enid... Santa Claus, you're drunk. Go home. That makes no sense. Gohan rocks. On Talking Dead during the montage of deaths, they didn't show Carl. Well, that's because he officially didn't die. They do that. That's like a norm thing. They don't do it unless it's like official. They showed the bite, but not Carl. They did the same thing when Glenn in season 6. Yeah, don't go with that because he got bit, so he's not dead yet. if he dies in episode 9, or even if he dies in episode 10 because of the bite, and that's how long it takes him to die from the fever, they won't do that until episode 10. Because why? If they did it tonight, they'd have to do it, you know, next episode again. So they just save it for the actual death, the 100%. He's dead and gone now. Sizzle says, I'll get to that in a second. Sizzle says, Carl was a bit in the woods. That explained his aggressive strategy to not care about dying and being being the last one there. If Carl was bit in the woods. Oh yeah, Sizzle, that we talked about in the very beginning of this stream. Absolutely, that's what it is. Andrew Pierce, and that's when he was bit, like definitely. Did you notice how Enid killed the Oceanside leader the same way she almost did when they took the guns by shooting her from behind? The same way they did. Oh, wait a minute, hold on. Yeah, Enid came there when they got the guns. Did you notice how Enid killed the Oceanside leader the same way? It was so black. I'm trying to picture it, and I just remember Enid being like, oh my god, you know, like her face being like, that was not cool. And then you kind of saw Aaron sitting up or something. So I'm going to take your word for it, but it was so dark on my screen. Yeah, I'm going to take your word for it. They might have did like a little, yeah, they could have did a little something there, a little callback or something. I really got to go back and rewatch it, but thank you for putting that on my radar. And thank you for that healthy $25 super chat. Damn, Andrew. Damn. Thank you. Hold on, how do I get out of here? Okay, click on your name. And that's cool too. Wait, what is it? Oh, I fucked it up. I was gonna do that song. I like big butts and I cannot lie. The bigger the super chat, the longer it stays on the screen. I like that. See how the time goes down? That's pretty neat. Anyway, Godzilla 24. He's like, Aaron, you're not showing me up. Here's another 10. Boom! Godzilla. Saw the claim scene when I was fast forwarding. Not gonna lie, I thought it was sick. I knew the Red Machete series was gonna end with the claimers. Glad they brought the actor back for the scene. That's the thing. I knew it was gonna circle around to them, but I thought it was gonna be maybe we'll hear them and we'll claim da da da. But I no way thought they were gonna bring him back for that. And I gotta admit, that is awesome. That is so cool that they brought him back. That's so cool that he came back to do that. That's awesome. What do we got here? Musical Chef Q&A. I'm looking for the Q&A now, guys. Why not have Judith die instead of Carl? Give her close to her comic death and having Carol whole. I don't know. To be honest, I don't know. If it was about presenting Make a Path, you gotta get rid of that, or I'm just gonna have your channel removed. I don't know, dude. I really don't know. Damn. I mean, damn. You know. Hold on one second. Oh, what was that? That shit popped up. Base new image. Oh, that is sweet. That is sweet. It printed out my thing. That's for my representative at YouTube, by the way, so I can go, hey, look at this guy right here. He's pissing me off. So get him, delete his channel. I don't know. Honestly, if it was story-wise, I would have had something similar. If we needed the moment, I would have had something similar where it was like the Judith death. I don't know. We really got to see where, you know, how it plays out after this. Presenting Make a Path asks Ronnie, how did the Hilltop just let Maggie join them or become their leader? No offense, but she's a woman. How did the Hilltop just let Maggie join them? I mean, we watched it unfold, so I think your attempt at being a dick just like flubbed. It was like, oh, nice try hard. All right. Sugar Ray, Santa Claus. I don't know what else that is. Oh yeah, that's right. That was all I'm doing. That's what I was doing. Jeez, can't speak tonight. P-Nutter. Hey Ronnie, I agree that I really missed the fun side of this battle or massacre. I wanted him and Davis with the full boner line so bad. There's a lot from the comic that looking back on, it is like, fuck, I really wish we saw that. I really wish they'd... But, and here's where I'm conflicted. We might see some of that. We might still see it in the second half. We don't know if they saved it because it didn't fit with the whole Carl moment, him talking to Negan. Maybe when they attack the hilltop next, or maybe when they attack, you know, Alexandria for a second time. We don't know. Maybe there is a moment where it fits better to have Negan chucking grenades, you know? All right, so looking for some Q&As now. How did Carol and Rick get away from the car crash? No. They split vehicles. Remember, they said they got to drive to somewhere and split up? That's why. They weren't in the car when Jerry got hit. Jerry was alone. Deshaun Ferguson. As a fan of the comic book, how do you feel about this choice for death? At this time, I am not thrilled about it. I think it was... I'm in denial. I can't believe they would say, this is a good choice, let's do this. I'm thinking it had to have been behind the scenes. Like, they... Picture this. Two things I think it could have been. Either the actor was like, I could get millions for movies and, you know, hundreds, thousands of dollars per episode on the show. And if I'm only in 7 episodes, that's, you know, let's say $500,000 I make this season. But this movie is going to give me $1 million. You know what I mean? Or $2 million. I can do 3 movies a year. There's $6 million if they're each giving me $2 million bucks, you know? I think either that happened, or I would believe that would happen, or when they redid their contracts, because keep in mind, this season, coincidentally, was when they redid the contracts. They gave Andrew Lincoln more money. They gave Daryl more money, a lot more money. So now I'm thinking, you can't kill Chandler. You can't kill Carl Grimes. You walk in there, can't kill Carl Grimes. I want what they get. You know, give me everything. Give me the biggest paycheck of everybody. And I'm not saying that happened. I'm saying I could see that playing out. Come on, it's Carl Grimes. You can't kill Carl Grimes. And then they said, we're not paying. And maybe he bluffed them. And again, too, I want to make this very clear. I am picking out speculation just because I'm in denial that they wrote this as if it was a good idea. I don't get it. I'm not there yet, you know? All right, we got Godzilla. Thought it was badass that Joe punched the walker in the head. Didn't watch any episode before this one. Though would have cared if Rick was still using the machete. Yeah, they kind of gave him the machete, and now they're doing like the axe from the comic, you know, the hatchet from the comic. Puff Wad. Rick and Negan fight should have had more weight. Yeah, again, I'm holding off though because it was so dark. But I will tell you right now, a lot of fights in hand-to-hand have been 9 times out of 10, it's underwhelming. There's a lot that I think Hollywood as a whole something needs to happen. They need to shake it up a bit because it feels like we're getting, you know, the same old song and dance. It's like, oh, here's a fight. Let's not do anything to make it amazingly different or unique or spectacular, but it's just a cool little fight. You know what I mean? Anyway, thank you very much, Thank you very much, Puffwad. Charmander says, Char/Hayes 2020, what was your favorite subject? I don't know what that means. Is that like a presidential thing you're doing? Like, we're going to run for president? What was your favorite subject in high school? Bro, I didn't have one. My favorite subject, detention. True shit. All right. Someone asked if Heath is coming back or when he's coming back. I kind of buzzed right through that question. But I think he's going to come back in the second half. Again, this is one where I'm trying to predict based off the story. But I also, in the back of my mind, I know it's based off of whether the actor is going to come back or not, or when he's going to come back or not. He could, you know, his show got canceled, so he could come back and be like, all right, guys, I'm free. And then maybe we go based on the story. But now what if he says, and this is why it gets real tricky doing the predictions, what if he says, I'm free, but I'm busy this season. What about next season? Well, how can I predict that based off the story if it's out of the blue, you know? So right now, I'm going to have to say he's either coming back this half or season 9. And I feel like that's cheating, you know? So I'm sorry, I don't have a better answer for you. Charmander, Ronnie, what was Dr. Carson sleeping in Gabe's room for? Keeping an eye on him, because if he didn't and Abe died, he would be a walker. Also, do you think he was named after the group, the GOP candidate? No, Dr. Carson, hold on, I got an eyelash in my eye or something. Dr. Carson was named Dr. Carson in the comic. I don't think he was named after any candidate, so that's where that comes from. Will the Doctor and Gabriel make it back to the hilltop? Catelyn asked, yes, I believe they will. Someone said, unbelievable. Charmander, again, are you surprised that all the Simons survived this? No, not at all. Simon should make it close to the end and be a rewarding death villain for us. Ronnie, do you think they wasted all time focusing on Eugene being a loyal savior last episode just to have him do the right thing? This episode feels kind of like filler. Yes, it was filler. It was. They didn't need that Eugene stuff. They could have gave us, and I said this last time, they could have gave us a good 10-minute chunk of how Eugene wants to be Negan. He wants that, but the good Eugene inside him is fighting it, you know? Like the coward Eugene, and that's that's the dichotomy of it. You have the coward Eugene and the conflict there. He's like, no, that's when he came in and yelled at Gabriel. That's the coward in his core cowardice. And then him trying to sleep, and, you know, that's the good Eugene telling him, no, you idiot, no, you're not Negan, you're Eugene. They're not your travel companions, they're your friends. We only needed a 10-minute, 15-minute, that's all we needed. So yeah, I agree with you, it was filler. All right, Tim F. Ronnie, do you think we already did that. Original George, and then we'll go to that super chat. I think I'm missing one. Hey, Ron, I think this one's new. Hey, Ronnie, would you ever like to see a series of episodes from The Walking Dead with interesting what-if scenarios? No. Like the aliens with the comic or something else, like Shane living and Rick dying? No. 100% I am not a fan of what-ifs. I don't even like discussing them on this channel. I'm almost positive there's no what-if videos. And when we did Q&As, when we used to do them, which I will admit, we're going to bring a couple back, when there's no spoilers, we'll do them. When the show is on and there's spoilers, we won't. Because that, to be honest, is how we get spoiled so much. I didn't do Q&As this time, and I missed almost every spoiler except for Carl. And that's a record. Like, that shit never happened. When we did Q&As, it was all the time. Everyone said, I got a spoiler, but I'm going to use it as a prediction. Not everyone. I shouldn't have said that. Anyway, I don't even remember what the fuck your question was. Yeah, I babbled. Q&A. Hold on, I'll look in a second. Godzilla. Speaking of Negan and the boner scene, I wanted to see him say, my dick is so hard I could crack steel. I wanted that too. I'm sitting here like an amputee at a P show. I'm trying to figure out how to suck my own dick. No, didn't he say he's going to wrap barbed wire around it and call it Lucille too? Isn't that the same time he said that? But yeah, I know what you mean. I want all that too. Real quick though, the Eugene Loyal Savior. Oh, the what ifs. We might have did some prediction type what ifs. Like my old man Carl, the one that I created originally, and it mutated in one of the worst theories in the history of the Walking Dead fandom, where it's old man Carl telling the story. I saw that pop up on like Mojo or something. I'm like, dude, I made that video about long time ago, and they didn't do it off my video, but I think they used the same image I used, which was that artist that did that really badass look of Carl. But I made my video a long time ago of Carl being the last man standing and everyone dead, and, you know, he da-da-da. Go back and rewatch it if you want to. And now I see that popping up as one of the best theories for the ending. Not mine, a mutated version. And I'm looking at it like, Carl didn't know what the governor was doing, and no one told him what the governor did, because the governor didn't tell anyone. The governor didn't tell Tara, and we know that for a fact, because she went into the fight. I don't want to keep harping on, but the governor never told Tara what he did between leaving the prison and running into her. So how do we know about it? And he's not just filling in the blanks, because that means we can't trust his story at all, because he's just making up shit. It's a stupid theory. Anyway, what do we got here? Dude, guys, hey man, just got here. This will be the last super chat I'm doing for a minute due to Christmas shopping. I absolutely understand that. not a problem, boss. It's tough. I'm trying to pick up extra work to handle this Christmas. It's killer. And my car starting to make some weird sounds. I'm like, dear God, I know we don't talk much, but it's Christmas. Carl turning is going to be horrible. I don't think they're going to let it get that far. I don't. But if they do, yeah, it's going to be bad. Yeah, he said that too, but I ran out. And thank you for the super chat, dude, guys. Thank you. Wait. No. He said that too, but I ran out of space. If I made... Oh, okay. I would have had to donate $20 instead of $10. Oh, no, I appreciate that. I keep forgetting that you have a limited amount of space with the super chat. That's absolutely fine. He did say that. Thank you. Thank you very much for that super chat. Yeah, I keep forgetting that they do that. You know what? I'm such an asshole. I am... Oh my God, I hope no one used PayPal yet. Last week we talked about using the PayPal me. I forget how it goes. PayPal.me, the slash, either / or / Make a Path Presents, and then it shoots it right to my PayPal, and then I read it off the phone. And I really hope no one did that tonight, because then I feel like a dick. But there's a couple people who wanted to do that. Okay, I don't think I have any PayPal updates. If you did do that and I missed it, I'm really sorry. I'll do like a different video for you or something. All right, I didn't see any, so I think we're all good. Okay, what else we got? Alabama, WSL. Do you think Gimple wrote Carl's storyline for this season so he could have a legitimate excuse not to kill Negan off because of the backlash? AMD have Rick let Negan live, and have Rick let Negan live because of Carl's words. Yeah, I think it's possible. I don't feel like they need Carl to die to set this up, though. I've been talking for the longest until I'm blue in the face about all they need is setting up Law. That's it. They don't need any of this philosophical have hope bullshit, and they don't need anything. Just think about this. We're starting this new civilization. We need law. We need law and order. So you don't drag Negan out and execute him, shoot him in the face in front of us, and move on with our day. No. You capture him. You give him a trial. You lock him up in prison. You know, you put him away. Like, that's what you do. That's law and order. That's us being better than him and moving forward together, united. Take a couple people, 2 people from each community. That's your jury. You know, that's how and why they should have went forward with leaving Negan alive. Because I see that and I'm like, boom, that makes sense. I would not jump up out of the community and be like, chew his balls off and let him bleed to death. Fuck him, you know? I'm gonna be like, yeah, you sentence him, punish him, sentence him to life in prison, lock him up. Fuck it. But we run into problems, though, if they do say life in prison, because if he ever gets out, then it's going to be like, well, wait a minute. What happened to Law and Order, Ronnie? You fucking idiot. So thank you very much for that super chat, Alabama WSL. I really appreciate that. Actually, I really appreciate everyone's super chats. It's helping in a massive way. Tim L. or F. Sorry about that. Ronnie, do you think they wasted all the time? Oh, I already did your question. Original George, hey Ronnie, would you ever like to see a series? Oh, I did that one too. Charmander with some fire. Can't wait to read this. I'm teasing, by the way. Why do you always see no-name characters get killed on the show? Well, you need people to die. All it takes is one bullet to the head, and Daryl is gone forever. Yeah. You need characters to die, though. Okima Hernandez. Wait a minute, look at this. Okima Hernandez. It didn't pop up. Maybe it did. I didn't see it. Carl's not dead. Hell's going to reanimate just like Dad. Okay, moving on. Rick was barely standing. Good job, mods. You guys are quick. Do you think they replace Carl in the Lydia storyline or just scrap that altogether? I think it's a bit of both. I think it might be a bit of both if they continue with that. Some remixing, a bit of both. It's going to get complicated. We're going to dive into that more, I think, coming up. Catlin, will we ever see Walker, Eric in future episodes? I think we might. I think it's possible, but it has to have a meaning behind it, and I'm real curious if they do that. How will the Lydia storyline play out without Carl? We're actually going to look into that during the break. We're going to pop open the thing. You guys let me know if you want it to be a no, screw that, Ronnie. Do a live stream, sit down with the book, and let's go over it together and analyze it and break it down. Or do you want it to be one of those edited videos where I, pop out like a 15, 20-minute video? It'll probably be a while. You got a lot of story to go through, so it'd probably be a big, 20-minute video. Or I could just do a quick, bulletin point. Here's his big moments, boom, 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 and rush through it. You guys let me know what you want me to do. Do you think the nicer savior being held at the hilltop is Dante? I hope not. I am always against just replacing characters like that. I want Dante. I don't want it to be a savior on screen. If his name is Dante, I'm fine with that. If they gave Dante a different backstory, we don't know his backstory on the show, but if that's Dante's backstory, I'm good with it. I'm good with it. But if his name is Dylan, like they've been saying, I'm not good with that. Don't change the damn name. I want that character on the screen. Do you think Daryl will have to kill Carl instead of Rick or Michonne? I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. I'm in such denial. I'm blocking it out. Rick, Daryl, I don't know. I think Rick can do it, man. He can put him down. Rick got hit pretty hard by the bat. It was so dark I couldn't see. I'm excited now. I want to go back and rewatch that. Damn, it's got to be my TV if everyone else can see it. I'm not at this point in the comics. I know how King Ezekiel eventually goes out, but do you think he's going to die this season? No, I don't. I think it's possible, but at this point in time, I don't think so. I don't think so. I think it is possible, though. Chris Rambo, Ronnie, I'm kind of glad Carl is going to die because for me that confirms that wasn't really Old Man Rick that we see. I'm hoping for Season 5 look in the new beginning and no stupid cane. I'm also against the cane. It doesn't do anything. I'm also against the haircut. I want Rick to just have the short beard. A lot of fans were like, no, I don't like the long beard. And Kirkman actually trimmed it, had him get a haircut. And it looked perfect. It was a trimmed beard and short hair. Perfection. And then, the story kept going, and Rick grew it out again. And I was like, damn it, the figure looks cool. I got the figure right there, and the figure looks cool. Ruggly Handsome said, just for the record, I was really hoping that we'd get our first The Walking Dead F-bomb on tonight's mid-season finale. Bastards, Merry Christmas, bub. Well, Merry Christmas, and we might have. A lot of people are telling me we got an F-bomb when Negan said he's going to fucking bomb the place. So, go check it out, and maybe we have an F-bomb. I got to go double-check. I personally don't remember hearing that. For me, it felt like it was muted, or not it was muted, but there was something different there that just stood out. I don't know. As a matter of fact, they showed that scene in a trailer, so maybe it was muted in the trailer. I don't know. Something weird there. Thank you very much for the support and the super chat, Ruggedly Handsome. All right, Chris Plays. I already did your question. D'Amico. When is the next episode, and when do you see Rick dying? If he does, please answer. Okay, the next episode is in February. I don't know the day, but let me see. February. Oh, shit. This calendar doesn't go to February. It only goes to January. February. Yeah, I don't know. February, in the middle of February, something like that. And when do I see Rick dying? Probably around season 12, 13, if they make it there. Sure. James says, what odds would you give Carl surviving? Do you think? I give him 80% odds. Again, if there's no bacteria in the wound, he can live. But at this time, I think there's enough going out there with the articles and them confirming he's dead. He's probably dead, which I don't get. Do you think Morgan heads straight to Texas thinking the Saviors won? No, I think he's still got stuff to play out in this season. John Smith said, the Saviors honestly seem like the cool guys, the good guys, considering that they lost hundreds of people. They actually acting relatively merciful. Didn't they lose lots of their civilizations civilians in the sanctuary. Sorry. Yeah, I love that. I love that how they show up and they're like, we didn't kill anyone. We knocked them out. You know, we're better than you. We are the good guys. Like, imagine Negan. And that's what I love about it. You know, if Negan strolls up, he doesn't have this stuff weighed on his shoulders like he's the bad guy, even though he can't see the problems that he has caused. He shows up and he's like, I knocked out your snipers and stuff. And again, we don't see how Morgan got away. We don't see how they got out. I think that I like it, but I also want them to at least mention it. Like, how did you get out? If Carl dies, how can Rick not kill Negan? Look what Rick did when Carl got shot, or Maggie would kill him. I don't know, but I don't know. I mean, I get it if they got a reason and Maggie goes with it, because keep in mind, Glenn would forgive anybody for anything. So Maggie can always fall back on that. You know, Glenn would want me to forgive. Charmander, here we go. You're not trolling, but do you think Carl understands racism? Yes. Yes, his brain works. He was raised in a world where race, class, and religion mean nothing and everyone can contribute. Yeah, he still understands racism. You know, he was still, what, 8, 9, 10? My daughter knows what racism is. She goes to a mixed school, obviously. I mean, I don't know. It's like, I'm trying to think. I'm hurting my brain. Where isn't mixed in America? But I'm definitely, like, 98% of my life, everywhere I go, it's just filled with different races, you know, different religions. It's just filled with so much variety. Absolutely. But I'm thinking there's definitely those areas, those pockets where it's not so diverse, you know. And I'm probably real ignorant when it comes to areas that are not that diverse. Sure, they exist. But even here, like, she's probably I don't know. She might even be the minority being white in her class. It's definitely possible. If you said she is, I'd be like, yeah, I believe it. She knows what racism is. It's something that's discussed, and she's 8. It's something that's known. It's taught. They teach them. It's weird. It's not like people teach them not to be, but it's a part of society. Like, this is what people say. Like, I had explained to her why they dropped the N-bomb in rap songs, or why it's used freely at her school by other kids talking to each other. Not maybe in her grade, but when the kids are all walking out, you have a lot of kids coming up and down. And yeah, I mean, Carl's, man, my brain is about to pop. Is he 9? I want to say he's 9 when this pops off. He knows what racism is, you know? What's the point of having both Daryl and Dwight? The point of having both Daryl and Dwight, you know, there's different storylines there. They both like the crossbow. You know, Dwight took his shit and yada, yada, yada. But they're very different characters, you know. The point of them is different. For, obviously, Dwight, I don't need to explain it. Look at his story arc. And Daryl, at this point, is kind of floating around. They got to jumpstart his story arc. They really do. At this point, he had so much going, weaving in and out. And they need to jumpstart his so it doesn't feel stale. But I wouldn't compare. That would be like saying, why keep Daryl and Jesus? Excuse me. Why keep Daryl and Abraham? Why keep Daryl and this guy? You know, I don't think. Then again, I never really saw them as close, you know, or alike. This episode, we got even more references putting Ezekiel's head down. What do you think about that? Is that too much overstating at this point? Yeah, I think they're laying it on pretty thick. People are putting one in the chat. I don't know what that means yet. Hate to break it to you, but on Talking Dead, Gimple said the bite will play out how bites always play out on the show. Carl is dead. Yeah, you know, that is possible. And you didn't break it to me. I heard that. We talked about it in the very beginning here. But again, think about that wordage. And listen, keep in mind, when I'm saying this, and I'll repeat what I said before, I'm saying it in a position of denial because I think it's bad for the story for this to happen. Let's say he's definitely bitten and he's gonna die. Sure. But I'm also arguing the little sliver of hope that maybe he lives. Haha, Carl Hope. If he was definitely bitten, Why is Gimple saying the bite will play out the way bites always play out on the show? It's like, just say, yeah, he was bitten, and the story's going to continue, and we're going to, you know, his story will play out or unfold a little bit as he's dying. Why not say that? I mean, shit. The way he worded it is different and weird and odd. And now, keep in mind, I am also, even though I'm in denial, there's still a part of me of 5-10% that's thinking it's a bluff. It has to be a bluff, you know? Because it doesn't sit well. And I have no problem eating shit. I ate shit when I said Glenn lived. I went, go online, I immediately said that's bullshit. The way he fell, the angle, how they filmed it, he's not dead. There's no way. He went under a dumpster or something. And I got laughed at, like, hardcore. I know there was a lot of people that were like, you can go back. The comments are still there. There was a lot of people that were supportive and speculative, but there was a ton of people that were like, you are the dumbest idiot ever. He died on screen. We saw it clear as day. And this could be the same situation. Like, look at all the evidence. It's pointing, everyone said that with Glenn. Given, this could be the ultimate fake out because we know what shit they pulled with Glenn. So this might be real. And it probably is, but I'm just in denial. Yes, Charmander, I do think Jeffrey Dean Morgan can win a fight. I mean, there's tons of different people out there. There's probably people that are tinier than him. Now I'm starting to think you're just asking ridiculous questions. So any more ridiculous questions, I'm just going to skip them. Do you think Carl's death will bring down the ratings? Sure. If he dies, there will be a cluster of ratings that will go down. I don't think it's going to be big. 500,000, 1 million, you know. I don't think it's going to be bigger than that. And that's at, like, the most. Carl can't be immune because you can see clearly he already has a fever. Scott Gimple said that is one. Yeah, I don't think he's immune either. That's another thing I didn't say. I don't think that at all. I'm simply saying the germ didn't get into him. And yes, he's sweating. He has the fever. He's probably going to die. He's probably bitten. You know, da-da-da. I'm simply saying that they did showcase him getting blown up, him getting thrown back, him getting injured, and this, that, and the third. He could just simply look ill because they're fooling us, and he could have legitimately gotten an infection. That's not one that's strong enough to kill him. I don't know. No, Toilet Clogger. No one wants to hear a joke. Nico Ba, please answer. Do you think that the doctor from the CDC in Season 1 told Rick he was immune and Carl is immune too? No, I don't think that at all. Paint Chip, do you think we're going to get another major death this season, or do you think they will let this settle for the second half? That's a good one. Now, if Carl does die, that's a big enough death where we don't need any more death. Morgan could die. I think that's possible if he's not going over for a future. That's weird. We'll get into that with Fear the Walking Dead. Member Berries, do you think they killed off Carl to improve ratings? No. If they thought that, I'm going to have to strongly say I think they're wrong. If anyone thought that, like, in the creative team, I think they're wrong. You don't need to kill anyone. I am so cocky. I do believe I can sit down right now and I can write a Season 9, not a script for every single episode, but I can write down a layout of the episodes and of the flow of the story and not kill a single major character and still have it be one of the highest ratings, a comeback season filled with awesome episodes. I'm that cocky. And not a single major character death. Not a single one. Not a one. And I think it's possible to write one that is one of the best seasons to date without a single death. I don't think deaths, in my opinion, I could be wrong. I don't think they make this episode's any good. God, wait. I don't think he will die because they just renewed his contract. Love this. You're awesome. Thank you, Catherine. Flip out on. Do you think Rick will flip out on Daryl? No, I don't think so. Daryl has nothing to do with it. Wasn't Carl bitten in the previous episode? Yes, he was. That's why he was writing a letter to Dad at the beginning of the episode. Yes, he was. That's it. Sylvia said, "Oh my God, dude, stop. I wish you would put stop what so we would know, and then we would stop." Thank you for answering my Q&A. Love your channel. Thank you very much. I think he's the one to live through it. Will the Saviors use the bacteria-filled weapons? That's one thing I want to talk about. If the Saviors are going to use the bacteria-filled weapons, we've already had Sasha kill walkers and scratch Abraham. Stick with me. What if they need to set up the law of what's really going on with the infections. Think about it now. Think about it. Let's go into speculation land, all right? And I'm going to try to clip this so we can put this up in its own video, because now we're entering that deep, warm, cozy little hole of speculation glory. We're going to exit and enter frequently to come up with our ideas. And this is the idea. Think about this. All at once, we have in the past, fans were a little confused, discombobulated. That's a word I haven't needed to use in like 10 years. That Sasha was killing walkers and sliced Abraham's arm. Stick with me now. A lot of fans thought he would turn. He has the infection. What's going on? But he didn't turn because it just, gunk didn't stick on it enough. It didn't cut him deep enough. It didn't mix with the blood enough. So he was fine. Now we have Father Gabriel put on guts and he got a sickness. He's got an infection from just gunk and ass juice bacteria. We also have, I lost my train of thought, but we also have Carl, who's bitten, and we do think he's going to die, like everyone got bitten and they die, and you need this gunk to go into the wounds in order to give him the fever that's going to burn him out, to kill him. We have Negan bringing it up in conversation, Father Gabriel with the infection, dealing with his shit. Wait, I am missing one. What was the other one? We have, wait, where's your, yeah, the Saviors. The Saviors are going to want to put the gunk on their weapons to attack the good guys, similar to the comic book. So we as fans, we need the rules explained to us on what gunk. Where's the gunk? It's in the mouth, nasty juice butt area. And then you need to get it in the actual wound. That could explain why Carl, if they get the doctor or any doctor and they show up and Carl's, you know, he's sick, but he can pull through, and they explain it's because you need to get the gunk in the actual wound. And since the bite was on top of the clothing, it broke your skin, but it kept the bacteria from getting in. I don't know why I said it like that. It kept the bacteria from getting in that open wound. Now Carl can live, and it's explained through maybe Gabriel, because he's sick, coincidentally because of the bacteria stuff, possibly, maybe, kind of, sort of, and it sets up and explains the rules and the laws of the bacteria and the open wounds, so we can have a full, complete understanding of what's going to happen when the Saviors use it on their weapons. Boom! I lost my train of thought a couple times. I just kind of, I hope I was coherent. Please make that coherent. Thank you. All right, so Godzilla says, Make a Path presents Q&A. I'm okay with Rick having his longer, only cause I love the way, his beard longer, only because I love the way he looks with it. But I do want him to have a long beard. I think it's a combination of the short hair, long beard, and the Davidson. He looks like him, you know, Alexander Davison. I don't know. It is tricky. Like with the figure, with the long hair, it looks cool. In the comic, there's just some moments where I think it might even be the combination with the cane. I don't know. There's something just off about it. Yugish Gurung, you planning to go 1080p stream in the future? Do you? This should be. I have the webcam set at 1080p. I will look into the settings. There might be a different setting with the OBS software. When it defaults, when it updates, sometimes it resets to the default 720. So I'll look at that. But I had it set at 1080. I'll check it out. Do you think Rick will turn to Rampage in No Mercy mode? He can't be broken if he wants to win the war at the moment. I think he's going to be in a No Mercy mode, you know, just to get Negan out of there, regardless. If the way they're setting up Carl dying, I think it's, if he does die, I think it's going to affect Rick in a different way other than revenge. It's going to affect Rick in a way where, to make him see straight and focus on creating civilization. You know, Carl wouldn't be out there saving survivors or travelers, hungry travelers, if they had a civilization set up with oh my god, boom. Boom. In the comic, spoiler, not a big one, but they got roads that are safe to travel. Shit wouldn't happen like this in that day and age if Rick knows, okay, because Carl got bitten, because he lost his life, we need to set up safe roads. We need to have people patrolling them who have suits on so they can possibly get bit and survive and things like that. Kind of like the Rider. The Rider's pretty badass. He fucking does that shit. He gets bit all over and he's just bruised and shit. Anyway, so because of what happened to Carl, Rick is now setting up the civilization and the communities, the safe roads to travel. You don't have anyone just out there randomly with just t-shirt and pants and all that. I think that's a good way they could set it up. Again, if they're going to kill him. Rick didn't look that upset in episode 10 trailer. No, he didn't. But it could be a few days and he could be focused, so I don't know. Now, listen, you said it's obvious Carl dies and Rick was crying. Rick is reading that letter. Listen, when I did that video to break down when Rick was crying, Rick's hand did this. It was like in the very end, his thumb did this. And I said he's holding something, like a knife or something. Carl's writing a letter. So it's Carl's letter. And then Rick is saying, my mercy prevails over my wrath. Carl's letter is what's going to tie that all together. Rick crying. So he doesn't have to be dead. He could have gotten sick and almost died. Alexandria is destroyed. Rick is reading the letter he found. Carl's healing. He's getting medicine. He almost died. It was almost bad. And Rick is reading the letter. And it touches him. And he's crying. And that could be it. I'm not saying that is. I'm saying that could possibly explain it. Anyhow. Well, what do we got here? This one's almost done. Godzilla said, I meant to say I'm okay with him having long hair. Oh, yeah, I got what you mean. I forgot to put hair. As far as the beard goes, it should be around second half, season 5 length. Yeah, I like Rick with the beard. Yeah, I kind of want to see him trim it up a bit, just maybe for a new season. I think this is one of the best episodes. It was so unexpected they hit the mark. The Creeper said that. Yeah, I did like the episode. I do want to say that. I want to state that as a fact. I did really enjoy the episode. Spinosaurus. No, I did not talk about what I thought was going to happen with Aaron and Oceanside. Thank you very much for the super chat. I think it's simply they're going to talk. Oh, yeah, I did mention it. With the grandmother out of the way, they're going to be able to convince the others to come and fight their battle. And I think one way to convince them is to say, this was a horrible accident. It was. They didn't mean anyone any harm. And the grandmother approached them, you know, and out of nowhere in the dark, shouldn't have done that. Yeah, Enid got a little trigger happy and shot, you know. And Enid was trigger happy because they're fighting the saviors. You know, that's what made her trigger happy. The grandmother and that community, they ran, they fled. They're so scared. They're so confrontational because of the saviors. So this accident is a byproduct of the fear that the saviors give these communities. So I think that's going to pull them together, and then they're going to join up and then go and attack the saviors. I think the whatchamacallit will be a part of that. The Oceanside and everybody. All right, I think I got all the questions, the super chats. I'm hoping I didn't miss any. I thought I missed one, but I guess I got it. Mason McDougall. Do you think the walker that bit Carl was actually a whisperer and he was the only one looking bad right now because of the blood loss? No, I don't think so. A lot of people are bringing that up. I'm kind of shocked. I'm confused by that. Whispers don't bite people. They're not cannibals. They don't bite. They don't. They would have stabbed them. Yeah, there's just no reason for a whisperer to bite them. Unless there's something I'm missing that it's like, oh, he bit him because of this reason. It's not. That's not him. Yeah, I don't know. Q&A, Ronnie, do you think this was Chandler Riggs' best acting too? And what about Natana? How do you think they will react? They will react to Enid. Oh, you know what? Is that her name? No, I don't. This is tricky. Yes, there was parts of Chandler's acting in this episode, especially that probably his best, definitely. And there's a couple moments that did fall kind of flat. I do think Natana, is that how you say that name? Nadiana? Yeah, we'll go with that. I think she definitely improved 100% in her scene, her moment. it was too dark in the when she shot the grandmother. I got to go back and check that out. But definitely in the car, she showed some amazing improvement from back when she had that one-on-one with her and Glenn. How do you feel about the lackluster death, especially when Kirkman has stated before that the more loved characters, the worse the death? Yes, but you can't do that all the time. I will say it is a bit lackluster, especially after hyping it up so much the way they did. It's just like a bite. And again, you know what? Somebody said this, and I'm going to eat my words on this. Somebody said, do you think Carl got bit in the previous episode when he did that moment before, remember? And I said, you know what? It's done to death. I think I said this on Twitter. You know, Bob getting bit and leaving, and the bite reveal. What's his name? The bite reveal. What's his name? The bite reveal. Everybody gets bit. Not everybody. Lots of people get bit, and we have a bite reveal later on. It is cliche as an MF so much in the ZA. You know what I mean? It's getting to a point where it's terrible. It's terrible. It's flat and dull and boring. I think for this it works for what they're going for so far. We need to see it play out. But after this, I mean, I pray to the zombie gods, stop doing the bite reveal. I mean, at this point in time, it's just too much, you know? How many times can you go, oh my God, he's bitten, you know? If they keep doing that type of death on a zombie show. The bite reveal is getting to be a bit too much. The Mr. 10K said, do you think the show would be better if Scott Gimple was gone? No, I don't agree. I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. I am a supporter of Scott Gimple, definitely. And there's definitely room to have some discussions here. There could be something I could look back on and be like, I disagree with that. Like if Scott Gimple is saying it's his random idea to kill Carl, at this point in time, I disagree with that. There's something from the equation that's missing. There's just something. Either, like, maybe the actor was just terrible to work with. You know, he's a real asshole. And I see him on Instagram. He doesn't appear to be that at all. But let's just pretend. There's something else there that I don't get. You know what I mean? It's got to be something else. Story-wise, it just doesn't fit. All right. The Creeper said $2 super chat off topic. Volume 2 of Doomsday Kingdom, I work a lot. Issue number 2. We're not going to call it a volume because we will have volumes out later on. Volume 2 will contain issue 5. I'm sorry, issue 6 to issue... Wait, what would it contain if it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10? Okay, issue 6 to issue 10 will be in volume 2. And that's the trade paperbacks. For issue 2, I'm going to make an announcement any day now about the digital release. And we are a little delayed on getting the physical out. But I'll make that announcement in any day now. Yeah, I don't know. Any day now. What else we got here? Sean Suma, only $5. It's not only. Everything counts, Sean. Everything matters. And up super chats, create a super chat bubble onto. Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you for that advice. I was wondering what the hell. I was the guy who provided you with your map intro logo you used for a bit. Great work. Oh, thank you very much for that. I got to go back into the computer. If you noticed, when I stopped using it was actually when I got the new computer, and I never went and got all the old files added to one. But yeah, I miss having that intro. It was the arrow for anyone who's wanting to know. The arrow came in and it said my name. I gotta, oh, what's going on here? What's going on here? Someone took their message back. Now I'm curious. What did you say? Why would you retract your message? Damn it, let me read it. Oh. Oh, wait a minute. I could probably still go back in time and read that shit, I guess. No? Damn it. All right, thank you very much, Sean. I appreciate that. Absolutely. I gotta go back and get that old hard drive and put the stuff back up. But that makes sense now that I'm not seeing the other super chats up. Melanie Grimes, thank you very much for the super chat. Did you forget a comment? Maybe you didn't want one. What's this about? What is this? The whole name, everyone, it all disappeared. What's up with that? Is there a reason for that? I don't know. I'm looking to see maybe like they got banned or something. Is that what happened? The message got retracted. I really want to read DK. Well, we got the digital copies up. They're available for $3.99 on the store, doomsdaykingdom.com, and you can get. It doesn't matter what file. If you get one file and it's no good, we'll send you the other file. You don't got to buy a different file. You can either get the PDF, which is the easiest. You just pull it up. Pretty much anyone's phone or whatever has a PDF reader. Or you could get the CRB, I think it's called, and you just download an app. We even have an instruction guide if you're not good with digital. And if you have any questions, we're definitely here to help. doomsdaykingdom@gmail.com. Ask us anything at all. We'll walk you through it. Except for the weekends. If you ask something on the weekend, it might be a day or two before we get there. But during the weekday, I always try to check it in the morning and at night to cover any questions. How do you think this is going to pick up from here? Oh, I think they're going to, the bad guys are going to regroup to make the next plan. And then the good guys are obviously going to pull their resources now and then attack back. I want to say they're probably maybe missing some of their guns and stuff, but they have enough to at least regroup because they got to resupply the hilltop somehow. Do I think Lydia will be in the show? As of right now, yes, I do think she will be. Yeah, there was some good tension in this episode, especially for the roadblock scene. I like that. I'm gonna start picking up on Doomsday Kingdom. We could use the help, absolutely. The more people, actually, it's this kind of messed up thing. We're at a point right now where we actually, this is gonna sound messed up. It would help, it would benefit us if we stop promoting it and stop picking up new readers. And I'll tell you why. Because we're not selling like 100 comics, 200 comics. Like we gotta get and announce the figures, but we sold at least 1,000 copies. So definitely, that's like a definite figure I can mention. The variants were different though. The variants, that was only a 120 copy run. If you count the extras, not extras, the 3 copies we got for the copyright, whatever. No, I'm sorry, the sample copies. But those are mine. They're right here, and I shipped 2 up to the artist, so he's got 2 copies for himself. But here's the thing: when the artist James Milne, he talked to somebody from Diamond, the distribution company, they were like, you'd probably have to rerun issue number 1. Like, we'd have to re-release it. So we'd make like an epically cool variant cover. We'd re-release it. But the thing is, if you have too many people buy it, they'll think it's too much of a risk. Because if let's say we sold 10,000 copies, if they release it, no one's going to buy it again in their mind. It's too much of a risk. So I would have to be like, if we sold a lot, let's say we sold like 5,000 copies, we didn't come anywhere near that, but if we did, I'd have to beg everyone to buy it if we came out in stores. Because here's the thing, if we got that deal and we came out in stores, and as long as everyone bought it in the comic shops and we sold out, we'd get issue 2. As long as people buy it, we'd get issue 3, and then we're good. Then because right now we're gonna do issue 3, and then we're gonna go look for a publisher, show them the audience we built, the following we have, and be like, do you want to publish this on our terms? Because if we just walk up to a publisher having nothing as leverage, they could walk all over us if they wanted to. So hopefully we can bring them something and show them we're serious about doing this. So that's the plan after issue 3. All right, we gotta shut this down. How long is this going? My back is killing me. Oh my god, 2 hours and 23 minutes. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with my back is cramping up hardcore tonight. So I'm gonna get up and I see a lot of number 1 in the chat from Tobin. What is that? I don't know what that's for. Q&A spoiler. Spoiler? Oh, comic book spoiler. Yeah, I was really hoping for that scene too. Absolutely. Good thanks. $2 super chat says, take a shot every time Charmander asks a question. No, I want to live to see tomorrow. I would die. He asks a question every 5 seconds. Oh, here we go. Oh my god, spin. You didn't even have to. I should be paying you guys for modding. super. I take that back. Don't. No, I'm legit serious. If we could, we would, because it's gotta be putting in work with these guys. Most of them are good. It's only those couple trolls that pour in here. Spin 2020 with the 20. This is my plug for Doomsday Kingdom. Ronnie Hayes and James Milne. Buy it now. Digital is available now at doomsdaykingdom.com. If you haven't read it yet, you are missing out. Trust me, this is going to be the transition page from issue 1. We're flashing an unknown number of years into the future. We're seeing what's going on a few years into a zombie apocalypse. We meet the Rider and his prisoner, and he's putting them on a feeding post right here, and he's going to let the creeps, which are the zombies, eat them alive. The creepers, whatever. It's only that because the guy says, no, there's someone creeping around, and then they call it. It's like a nickname. Anyway, that's issue 1. You got the Rider, the prisoner, and a feeding post. And then we're going to transition over to issue 2, where we're going to take it back a little and start introducing the day it all started to fall apart into shit. And issue 2 is called Fireworks and Fevers, and I am hyped. And the cover's got fireworks on it, and then it's got people sitting down. I wish I had a copy of that shit. I do have a copy sitting around. Oh, come on. Drop my phone. Look at this shit. Boom. Got the feeding post back there. And then, yeah, here we go. Bam. Issue 2. That's going to be the cover. Fireworks and Fevers. And you have the zombies with some guy and his son. It's actually his daughter. But in this issue, on the cover, it was written as a son. At the last moment, I was like, wait a minute, I could put my daughter in here real quick. Bam! Sasha Chapman. Sorry I removed that $10 chat because I thought it was a dumb question. Hoping for an amazing Andre moment from the comics for Carl. Keep up the amazing work. Don't even worry about it. You had me curious. I was thinking, I wonder if something didn't happen. Maybe they got booted, or I don't know. I thought, I'm curious now. It was there and then it was gone. But thank you very much, regardless, definitely for the support. Absolutely. You thought it was done quick. Hoping for an amazing Andrea, I think you're trying to say, moment from the comics for Carl. Keep up. You know what? They're going to have to, if this really is it, they're going to have to give him something. They're definitely going to have to give him something. Thank you very much, Sasha. And also, Spin, again, thank you for the Doomsday Kingdom plug. Absolutely. And we got Legit Beast 301 says, with a $2 super chat, what if Carl's last wish to Rick is to spare Negan? I think Rick will give it to him. I don't know if, yeah, Legit Beast. I don't know if that's something Carl would ask, though. I don't know. I'd have to see. I'd have to see what, you know, he'd have to explain it. Like, why did you come up with this? You know, why are you asking for this? Ronnie, what's more sad, Carl or Glenn's death? Or right now it's Glenn's. Iron Man or Captain America's death in Infinity War? I'm hoping they both die. I mean, I want an amazing. I want something of weight to happen in Marvel. Glenn, yeah. Ethan Gutterman is frustrated with Carl's death. A really dick move on Kirkman's part. I was also really excited. Well, Kirkman isn't involved in this. Kirkman didn't push for this, didn't write this. I mean, he's probably okay with it, I'm sure. But from what we know, they're saying it's Gimple who wrote this. So Kirkman, at this time, is not the one to blame quite yet. Charmander, again, see those racist comments about Sadiq's actor on Twitter. Pretty sad. Yeah, it's never going to go away. Racism, anyone out there who thinks racism is going to go away, you're a damn fool. The only difference is it gets tame with, this is so weird, but It is the truth, so listen up. It just simply gets tamed from, uh, this is tricky. The, not tamed, but, yeah, I don't know how to put that in words, you know? Yeah, I don't know how to put that in words, but back in the day, it was a core thing where it was people thought they were better than people, and you didn't have internet, you didn't have connections, you had these people who came from different countries, they ate different things, and it's not just a black and white issue, it's not just a white and brown issue, or however any media wants to put it. Back in the day, and I learned this because my family's all immigrated recently. I think my father's like a first generation Italian American. Even on the Polish side, it was oh my God, 2 generations up. My grandfather's father, like they came straight from Poland. My grandfather's father, my great grandfather, yeah, and he was alive when I was growing up. They still talk Polish and all that. They made piggies and like all these Polish dishes. I'm not a fan of sauerkraut at all. I'll tell you that right now. And you would hear stories, or we would hear stories of what it would be like a long time ago, especially where they would come off the boats. And what I mean is the Irish, they would come off the boats and you would have a sign, a big sign. And I believe I was even showed a picture of this where it said, I forget what it was. It was like, nah, it's not going to be whites. It would be something like $2 for day work. Dagos, which would be, Dagos or wops, that's Italian or Sicilian. It would be like $1.50. I'm sorry, it would be Irish $1.50, Dagos or wops like $1. And there was like a class of the shit. So it's not like this brown white issue, black white issue. But nowadays it's getting tamed from just this core of like hatred based on that. I don't know. I'm butchering this explanation, but it's never going to go away. And the reason I say that is it's not a terrible thing that it's never going to go away. It's a real thing. And what I mean by that is you have people who don't like fat people who don't like my teeth. You don't like my teeth for whatever shape or whatever anyone makes fun of someone for. You're skinny, you're fat, you're this, you're this. Anything people pick on, there's always from now and forever gonna be something there. People saying racist shit online is filthy, it's disgusting. I mean, you shouldn't say that to anybody. It's not anywhere close to being intelligent. Being racist is probably one of the biggest wastes of time you can do with your life. It's absolutely dumb, terrible, bad, stupid. It's just dumb, idiotic. It's never going to go away. And I think one thing that we need to realize too is, especially on the internet, some people are probably saying that just to get people talking about it or triggered. But you'll always have shit going on. We need to just find ways to combat it this is something I would love to talk about a different day, and I'm stalling because I'm like, this is a Walking Dead thing, not a race thing, but yeah, whatever. We're making progress. You can keep the people who said, there's people out there, this world is all racist, fuck white people, let them live their lives. Then you have the other people who are saying, well, no, it's not, white people are okay, everyone's okay, let's just live our lives. You need a group of people now to stand up and just say, like, listen, we're making a lot of progress. Let's shine light on the good we're doing now, and let's stop being so aggressive and negative immediately with everything, because some things we blow up out of proportion that don't need to be blown up that way. And then just support people. Like, what was that? Subscribe? You better be subscribed. You're a mod. I'm butchering this. Godzilla. There were also signs saying Irish need not apply, pretty much saying we don't want Irish people here. Yeah, that was real big back then. People forget that certain white people were treated almost, if not just as bad in certain places. That is true back then, even to this day. Racism is disgusting, and it doesn't matter what race is throwing that onto the other race. It just doesn't matter. It's disgusting and illogical. It's not even intelligent. It's like saying that I fucking hate you because you're bald. I mean, because being bald somehow is, makes you a shit person. It's just, it doesn't make any damn sense. Do you think Governor could take Negan in a fight? Wait, Governor take Negan? No, I don't think so. Because Rick was a match for Negan and the Governor. Oh, wait a minute. TV Negan? I think that would be a good fight. I'll put it that way. I think that would be a good fight. How do you think Rick will now treat the new guy that Carl got bitten to save? I think he'll be fine with it. Carl made his decision. I mean, he's going to be touchy for a bit, but Carl made his decision. That damn taco. Who will be the one to kill Carl after he turns? Yeah, I honestly don't know. Do you think a Whisperer bit Carl? No, not at all. I don't know. Who the hell's going to shoot him? I still think Rick, he can put him down. They'll have a sad thing going on with that. I'm sorry, Mark Williams. Your babbling is giving me a headache. It gave me a headache too. We're ending. If you haven't noticed now, when it gets to the end of the stream and we just go, babbling about nothing, we're close to shutting it down. Let me look at the time again. I like doing it at even times. We're gonna shut it down at 2:40. I gotta go though. It's already 1:30 in the morning. I'm not gonna be able to get that video done. I'll do it tomorrow. About the Chandler Riggs and the news articles. Do you think Carl will hit Negan hard? I know it's odd, but wait. I don't think Carl dying is going to hit Negan hard. It could be. It could be surprising, but I think it'll be a moment where he's like, well, shit, that sucks. I think they're going to have a moment, but I don't think Negan's going to just be crushed, Chandler Riggs said the reason behind Carl's death was so Rick would have a more substantial reason for turning humanitarian and sparing Negan. Oh my god. I guess so. Okay. We just need law and order. I don't believe. I don't know. I'm not buying that. I mean, that's cool. I'm not there. Chandler's mother confirmed it was a writing decision, and Chandler did not want to leave the show. I am baffled at that. I am beyond shocked. It was a dream sequence, flash forward, and Carl was in it. I'm sorry if you already addressed that. Yeah, it's just a dream. If he dies, it's a dream sequence. Love your channel. Racism separates us. It's great that this community created a family and good vibes, minus the trolls. Absolutely. Absolutely. Carl's death is Gimple's decision. Yeah, I gotta read those. Can you watch you play? Wait, Ronnie Q&A. Can we watch you play Outlast again? Yeah, we're doing that twice this week. I'm going to try at the very least. Did they say Judy because they knew they might kill Carl later? Did they save Judy? That I don't know. I don't know. I really don't. If they knew that far ahead. Yeah, we're shutting it down. I said anything. I do. That's why I'm like, man, should we get into it? Because it is a deep discussion, but there is some things I do want to talk about on here, about a number of different topics that I will address, but now's not the time. I kind of wanted to go into it, but then I'm like, no, so we're not going into it. We'll do it another day in a different video about race and gender and all this other bullshit going on. There's something I want to talk about Marvel and that the diversity shit going on too, because some of that is a bit interesting. What is up with the game Norman Reedus is in? Oh, Death Stranding tomorrow. I'm gonna write that down. We'll do a quick video on a cell phone about Death Stranding, and we'll do Chandler stuff. Death Strand and Chandler Riggs. All right, I'll write that down because I got to send out some comics in the morning and then go over that. Yeah, that is a weird game. I don't know. Rick should have shot Negan when he was thrown out the window. He saw Negan only had Lucille. No, Rick dropped his assault rifle, and Negan only had his Python. Or at least I didn't see it was dark, but I was assuming Negan picked that up. I know this is a wild theory, but do you think the walker could have hit Carl in scar tissue from when he got shot in the stomach at the farm in season 2? No. Yeah, that is a stretch. What the hell's wrong with AMC, says Jack. And then another one. What if Carl got bit by a walker with dentures? Yep. I still don't understand blaming the budget for bad writing. Wait, Suburban Pictures. I still don't understand blaming the budget for bad writing. Bad writing comes from bad writing. It's a fact that the budget has been dismal, but lack of money does not equal lack of creativity. Yeah, I've always agreed with that. A good writer's going to write, you know, you're going to write something good and interesting. The only problem with that, though, is if there's some interesting directions you want to go and you need to go. For example, sticking with the comic book, you need to attack the Sanctuary in a certain way. You need to have an attack at Alexandria. No matter how much good writing you do, there's only so much you can do with making that attack on Alexandria feel intense and feel big and massive and epic. There's only so much writing you can do to make that happen. Why? Because you need to see it. Just like Jerry getting hit in the car. You know, as soon as that happened, it didn't feel, it felt like a cheap slap together scene, because it was filmed like a cheap slap together scene. Inside a car door, they probably didn't even film in a car. It was probably a bar stool and a fake door, and someone just bumped it, and that's it. Or smashed out, popped out the window. With the other way, though, with money, with a budget, if you can show the car going down the street, you can show the hit, you can show show all that. That's a budget thing. That scene, written the same way, the same writing, same exact writing, the scene now opens up, it breathes, it's a better scene for that moment. That's when I talk about it. I know you're not addressing me specifically, but I do talk about budget and writing. I do agree with you, but to an extent, there's also money that helps, you know, a lot with certain scenes. What else we got here? Q&A. Is it just me, or does it look like the bite didn't pierce through? Yeah, it could be. They ruined the comics because Carl wasn't supposed to die. This was a terrible camera shot for Jerry getting shot. Do you think they are going to skip the Whisperers and go straight to the New World Order? No way. They can't do that. We get the stories slowly too, and we didn't even get it yet. There's no way. Since this is going to end soon, let's just appreciate how thrilling the episode was. Yeah, I still enjoyed the episode. Why is no one farting the show? They had to have someone fart at least once. Keep up the great work. You're the best YouTuber. You should try kiwi watermelon vape juice, by the way. I might give that a shot. Ronnie, you should read the Forbes review of the episode. Tell me now. Did they like it or did they shit on it? I wish he just got shot or stabbed, so at least there was a potential he will live. Oh, yeah. Smash Bros. Apparently the actor who played Carl didn't want out of the show, and the decision to kill him off was the writer's choice. The show is going far from the comics. Is this bad for the show? See, and now my brain is still in denial, and I'm thinking it doesn't fit. There's something else that's missing. What if there was an issue with payment with money with the new contract, and AMC is like, well, we're paying for other actors, you know, we're paying a pretty penny for Carl. We don't need Carl. Scott Gimple, write him out of the show. My brain will not stop making me think that shit. Again, with the writing style, I can't see Scott Gimple waking up one day and being like, yeah, it's going to be Carl dying. Maybe he did. He could have did it. It's such a left turn. I'm like, and not like one of those, whoa, left turns, you know? Like when they killed Laurie, it was a left turn from the comic book, but it was in a way where it was still emotional, still impactful, and you saw it, and it still was like, okay, this, you know, we don't need the other one specifically. This one is like, what? But this is a left turn where it's just like, what? You know? Well, or what was that? Best YouTuber, thank you very much. I appreciate that. What the hell was a helicopter? We're still going to see that coming up. There was a question I did want to highlight here. Someone did say it's ignorant to say that. I think you said it like that. Ignorant to say, oh, wait, the guy absolutely ripped the episode to shreds. Oh, I'm going to go, hey, what do you guys think? Tomorrow I'll do a quick camera thing, and we'll read the article together. Let me know if you want to. All right, I'm going to get going, but put one in the chat if you want me to read the Forbes article together. I'll write that down because I might be able to get those done. I'm going to try to do the analyzed and finally get that up for 805. I don't want to skip. I don't want to skip. I know you probably like, oh, just get 808 out, but I don't want to skip. Maybe I can take a few minutes and do these side videos. With no editing, I could probably get those posted. 3 videos tomorrow. If Carl's dead, do you think Season 9 will be the end of the show? No, I don't think so. I think he can continue on. Yeah, someone wrote something down about the writing and budget, it's definitely important, yada yada yada. And it is, even when you go, the first thing, or one of the very first things I learned when I went to yeah, we're gonna do that tomorrow. Then one of the first things when I was learning about screenwriting and going to courses, and it's like school, but it's just like courses from a successful screenwriter will teach you tricks of the trade. One of the first things they teach you is how to write within budget. If you're writing on a TV show or a movie, that's probably the first thing they tell you to pay attention to. If you have $1,000 budget, $100,000 budget, $100 million budget, the writing's going to be affected by that budget. Absolutely. And it has to be. A lot of writers get picked up because they can write a story within a certain budget. So they do go hand in hand. You can have creative writing a lot of times, you know, but budget, there's moments where it does affect the writing, and it needs to. It does, absolutely. All right, what else we got? Carl didn't get bit. Nicholas was the way. Nicholas jumped in front of him. It was Glenn's fake out. I remember people saying we were testing out, experimenting with fake deaths. Not his exact words. Maybe we were testing out Carl's fake death. Maybe. Do you think Lydia would be a boy in the show? Lydia could be a boy, sure. I mean, I want Lydia to be a girl, though. I don't like when they switch around my characters, you know. Jesus' reaction, do you think that he'll turn away from Maggie now? No, I don't think so. I think he understands what's going on with Maggie. You know, what position she's at. I'm ignoring that. You ask that every week, bro. What was the reaction you saw on the bike? What was my reaction? You know, because all the rumors, and I just didn't want it to be true. It just didn't fit. Do you think Enid will take over as big sister to Judith? No, because she's going to be at the hilltop. Do you think Carl's bite wound is a callback to the guy in season 1? Yes, I do. What's up with Morgan? In this episode, he was hiding. No Morgan action at all. Well, no, he's not bulletproof, so he's got to wait for the saviors to let their guard down, and then he'll probably jump in and help out. Are there a point where Rick is handling shit the same way the governor would have handled without crazy tendencies? No. Here's the thing. Sure, and that doesn't change anything. If the governor wants to do something that's like a strategic thing or a tactical thing, Rick could do the same thing and be a completely different person. It's the other shit, the creepy, the odd, the weird, the messed up shit that the governor did that Rick will not do. Like, he won't chain Carl up. You know, he won't comb his hair. His long, luscious, beautiful hair. He won't do that. But the governor did. Who's the savior? Alden. Dylan. Who is the savior? Alden. I don't know. He's just the savior for right now. That's all we know. No, another one. Jordan, you asked if the show is ending soon because of the differences, and I don't think it's ending soon. It's too big still to end. That would be like giving up a winning lottery ticket. It's making shitloads of money right now. They're not going to just throw it out. The show went to shit since they killed Abe and Glenn. Ballsiest move followed by the most neutered and bland The Walking Dead ever. And they did kill the gore. No one is addressing that anymore for some reason. We talk about the gore every other video. I even put it in my analyze videos. I agree sometimes, and then I defend it, and I disagree sometimes, based off of what we see per episode. All right, I would love to stick around, but we really got to shut it down, guys. We're 7 minutes past the mark. I gave an extra 7 minutes. When's the riot? When's the riot? Yeah, wait, I'll put that back up. And we still got a ton of people watching. Thank you very much for everyone. Carl is already dead. Yep, if it's real, he's dead for sure. All right, let me just scroll through the super chats to confirm the whatever. See the last couple questions coming in. Yeah, I think Rick could let Negan live after Carl's death. Sure. From what we hear, they're setting it up to be that, which is kind of odd. Why would you say that now? You have so many fans, millions of fans, who don't read the comic. You know, they wouldn't know. They wouldn't know what's going on, so you would just spoil it saying that, you know? And someone said they said that in an interview. Did you know this was the 107th episode of the series and is similar to issue 107? I didn't pay attention to it being the what of the what. Yeah, I didn't pay attention to that at all. It's 107? Wouldn't it be... I'm lost. Season 8, Episode 100. Episode 2 is 101. Oh, yeah, yeah. Do you think they destroyed every house at Alexandria? No, I don't think so. Mostly, sure. They can make it look like it. Do you think we'll find out about Heath in the second half? I'm hoping so. Do you think Forbes, The Walking Dead hater, is doing the hating because he is a fanboy of Frank Darabont, who was fired in The Walking Dead? No, I think he could be. I haven't seen anything like that specifically yet, but I think the Forbes guy that's doing a lot of hating is he likes a different type of storytelling. You know what I'm saying? So let's say, for example, you know, like soap operas or the CW, or you know how the CW storytelling, the style is very different from The Walking Dead. I think he likes more of something that's a different style, and this is just not his cup of tea. And he has some moments where he liked it, and honestly, and I'll be dead ass honest with you, I think this gives him the most play. And even though this is something, if he was not doing anything online or reviewing anything, he probably wouldn't watch The Walking Dead. He's only doing it because this is probably what gets him the most views on his articles, the most clicks. This is what keeps him employed. You know, probably hating on it. You know, I wouldn't read his article if he said something good about it, but I've read 3 or 4 because people sent them to me because he said something bad about it. I think he's got a moneymaker just saying bad shit about it, you know? And he probably doesn't enjoy it, so it's probably easy. You think Carl's death needs to be drastic impact on the show? I think one death that has to matter more than the other. Yeah, I think it's got to matter a lot. All right, so we got Wisdom Fall, we got Jen, we got Cameron Stewart, Godzilla, King, Nevadan, I hope I said that right, Eric Colden, Caleb Hates You, Richard Joseph, Sam, Godzilla, what was that? Mr. M. Foster 221. All right, we already did that. Tim Remington, Joseph, Richard Joseph. Juan Manuel, Bozeman World, James. Did I do that one? Oh yeah, I did that one. Adam Pereri. What if Carl's bite? Oh yeah, we did that. Tim Remington, Alyssa. I think that is it. Godzilla, Alan, Philip, Mark, David. Sam Puffwad, Godzilla. Holy crap, you guys hooked it up tonight. The Creeper, Mason Dougal. Yeah, I think holy damn. You guys, you did your damn thing. I absolutely appreciate the super chats tonight. I mean, my God, you guys killed it. I probably got more in super chats than I ever will getting anything close to that in ad revenue. You probably blew it out of the water. Massive thank you, massive thank you. And tomorrow I will, like I said, I will do as much as I could to get 3 videos done on the cell phone, just recorded while I'm on the run, coming and going. I'll get them posted. One about Carl. We're gonna do the Death Stranding. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about Carl and the interviews, and we'll do the Forbes one. And I also have a map mail coming up. That's going to be the day after, most likely. And then you guys who are sending in for the map mail Christmas one, just make sure you get it sent in a couple days before Christmas Eve. We're going to do that one out by the Christmas tree. We got a couple fun ones, and we're moving into something a little bit different in 2018. I remember I said I wanted to do it in 2017, and then the ad revenue hit, and we had to kind of just stall everything, to be honest, until 2018. But 2018, I'm saying fuck it. It's either sink or swim time. So we're gonna do it. Yeah, loving the channel content. Thank you very much. I really appreciate all the support. Absolutely. I'm gonna go. Please have a good night. I'm going to eat another taco before I go to bed and get some heartburn. And I love you guys. Have a good night. Carl lives. That's all I gotta say. Carl lives. That's it. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Last question. How good is Negan's spaghetti? Not as good as Ronnie's motherfucking tacos. Yeah.